Hey there, welcome back to the Unlockable podcast. Thanks for listening to episode 51 today. We're going to be talking all about the Nintendo Switch Successor today, which is heavily rumored to be releasing in 2025. We've looked at the rumors and we're here to discuss them along with what we'd like to see from the console. Real quick, though, I just want to say thank you to those who entered the giveaway earlier this month. Y'all are freaking awesome. We appreciate the support. Anytime we get positive ratings on the podcast apps, whether it's Apple or Spotify, whatever, it's a huge help. The winner was a guy named Ryan who entered via Discord, and he selected Princess Peach Showtime. So congratulations, Ryan, and thanks again, everyone, for the support, and let's get this show started. Welcome back to the Unlockable podcast. My name's Christian, and I'm joined as always by the Game Girl Advance SP herself.
That's me.
What's new in the life of Hannah?
Ugh, I'm moving. We talked about it like 2 seconds ago, but yeah, I've talked about how moving is like the bane of my existence, and I hate it, and it's the only freaking drawback to having an empty wallet and having all this stuff to move. But yeah, I'm moving in with a friend. It's super exciting. So I've been super busy and super off of the internet and just drowning in moving.
Dang, so you already scoped out the game store situation around there?
I mean, it's not that far from... It's still my hometown. And we have none, so yeah, definitely.
Nice. Sorry to hear that.
I know, they all closed. It's so unfortunate.
I guess I don't have a whole lot going on in my life. It's the same old. Going out of town this coming weekend.
Ooh.
I don't know. I guess we can get right into it if there's nothing else.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. Today we're talking about the Switch 2, the Switch Successor, the Switch Squared. I don't know what the heck we're going to end up calling this bad boy.
Yeah.
What's the code name? Is there a code name that's been leaked?
There is, and we'll talk about it in a second, but it's
Okay.
ounce.
The Nintendo ounce?
Yeah, I guess so. It's the ounce.
So there was a Nintendo Direct this month, like a week or two ago, and we were waiting for that actually to record this episode for you guys. So we're going to kick it off by discussing that. It was a very solid announcement, or several announcements. It was a very solid showcase, and everyone had their showcase like this month. Xbox, PlayStation, Limited Run, freaking Ubisoft, everybody. There was a Summer Games Fest, which I don't even know if anything new came out of that.
No idea. Didn't watch.
I didn't watch any of these events, not even the Direct, but I did catch up afterwards with all of them. Yeah, everybody on the internet is like, yeah, Nintendo and Xbox killed it, and I would have to agree. I'm pretty excited for a lot of stuff coming out in the next 6 to 12 months. But we'll talk about all of it. But let's get started. How do we want to do this? So this is kind of a Hannah episode because I don't know if she suggested it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you want to do the Nintendo Direct? You want to go, I guess you probably have them in order of like announcement, don't you?
No, well, kind of. No, not really. It's more like what I'm most excited for, and then it kind of tapers off at the end.
All right. Well, I have them all written down. Why don't you lead us through it though?
Okay, the first and most, well, I don't know if it's the first, but the most exciting title, in my opinion, is The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which is Zelda as the main protagonist, which people have been asking for forever and forever and forever. And it's in the style of the Link's Awakening remake that we just had, so it's like chibi and like really like plasticky toy looking, but like also super beautiful. Very excited for that. How do you feel about it?
I'm very excited as well. It looks awesome. I'm excited to play as Zelda, and I guess there's not going to be a sword. She has like some kind of lance or something.
Yeah, it's like I guess it's like more like a magic staff or like wand, I guess you could say. But yeah, no sword. She's like manipulating the space around her, almost like Minecrafty kind of in that way, but like not really. Does that make sense?
I think it's a nice change of pace. Not that 2D Zelda was getting old by any means, but just another gimmick in the series, and I think it's gonna be awesome.
Well, it seems like women protagonists are getting a resurgence here. We got Princess Peach. She's coming out in the forefront. That was exciting. And now we have Zelda, who's been long time in the backseat of the Zelda series. So it's very exciting.
Let's go. Yeah, she hasn't had a game of
And
her own since the CDI.
yeah, and those were great. So no wonder. But that game comes out on September 26th of 2024. So this year and not that long. It's awesome.
Epic Mickey remake is coming out 2 days before that. Like, what a decision to make there. That was
Ooh.
not a great
Well,
one.
I've heard that game looks pretty good too.
Yeah, I just think you
Maybe.
shouldn't. I mean, I'm sure they didn't know Zelda was going to release that day, but I might be pushing that date back if I were the Epic Mickey guys.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty rough. Let's see. The next one you will be excited about is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. It's the first thing we've seen in like 7 years since it was announced. Might even be longer than that.
Yeah, I'm pumped
No, I
for
think
it.
it was 7 years.
I think you're right. 2017 was a long time ago, but I don't know. It looks exactly like the other games in the series, which is not a bad thing at all. Um, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Hopefully, Beyond means that we're like taking it beyond just one single planet. We get to explore multiple planets, more open worldy, I
Mm.
suppose. It's really anybody's guess right now, but it's looking good so far.
Is that a day one purchase for you?
It shall be. And if there's a collector's edition, it shall be.
I was just gonna say that. Or what about a special limited edition Switch?
It shall be. Uh,
Okay.
hopefully, like a Switch successor. I don't know. I don't know when this game's coming out. Nobody does.
Yes, we will talk about that. It releases sometime in 2025. Or so they say. You never know. And the next one, Mario and Luigi Brothership. What do you feel about that one?
The only one I've played was the one we did several months ago. The very first game on GBA, and I already talked about how much I freaking loved that game. And sometimes when there's like a series that I'm like, yeah, I could buy that, but I also haven't played the other three games in the series, right? Like, there's like 2DS games, there's a 3DS game, there's a bunch that I haven't played in the series. A lot of times I'm like, I don't really need to pick this game up day one, but I think I'm going to be pretty hyped for this game, and I think I'm going to get Brothership day one. It looks like a lot of fun. Um, I don't buy a lot of games day one, but I think I will pick that one up.
I was just going to say, wow, man, you're going to be hurting. But this one releases this year on November 7th. So a little further away, but seems pretty fun. I just like the word brothership. It's like, it's Mario and Luigi. Like, it just feels like it makes sense.
I don't think
I
I
thought
like
that was
that
fun.
word, but what are you going to pick it up?
No. I enjoyed the Super Saga, the one that we played, but like that final boss literally just put such a bad taste in my mouth. I literally had to do that thing 1,000 times. I hated it. I
Yeah.
hated it. So maybe we'll see. I'll probably try to play one of the other ones first. Some of the other ones in the series, but I don't know. We'll see. Unless it comes with some stupid freaking pre-order bonus, and then I'm like, ooh, gotta have that.
What
And
pre-order
in which
bonus
case,
would Hannah have to buy on day one?
um, honestly, literally anything. I have FOMO and I have to have it. So it could literally be like a bow tie or like whatever the heck the freaking Princess Peach one. It's just I must have.
That argument
It's a
doesn't
problem.
work when you didn't buy Princess Peach.
Well, because you told me not to, and I was like, okay, I respect your opinion, so clearly maybe I shouldn't. And you know what? I regret it.
Yeah.
I should have bought it. Really should have bought it, especially how people are saying it's so good.
Dang, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard
Okay,
negative things
well.
either, but I just haven't heard anything about the game.
All right. Next, we have Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, which I guess has been rumored for a long, long time. And HD 2D is like what Octopath Traveler kind of did. It's like updated sprites that kind of looks more realistic, not so sharp. Does that make sense? How do you describe that?
Yeah, I don't have a clue, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm sure everyone's seen Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, it's like really pretty, but also still spritey and pixelated.
Yeah.
That's coming sometime in 2025. Along with that, or no, sorry, that comes November 14th, 2024. And then, along with that, they also announced Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D, which is coming in sometime 2025. And if you're wondering why they're doing 3 first and then 1 and 2, it's because apparently 3 is like a prequel to 1 and 2.
Well, that's cool. I didn't even
Yeah.
see that 1 and 2 was coming.
Yep, it's also coming sometime 2025, so that's pretty cool. And then Donkey Kong Country Returns again, coming in January 2025. Did you play that the first time around? Are you going to play it the second time or the third time around? This is the third time, right? Or am
It
I
is
wrong?
the third time. It was Wii 3DS and now this. I like this game a lot. I hear people complain about the motion controls on Wii. Um, if that's an issue for you, then you could pick it up for like $20 on 3DS, or you could spend 60 on this new HD version. It's a great game. I like it a lot.
So apparently this one has 2-player local co-op, 80 levels from the original Wii version, and some stages from the 3DS, so whatever that means. Yeah. I love Donkey Kong Country. I have never played this one. I haven't played Tropical Freeze. Honestly, the last one I played is Donkey Kong Country 3, which I played with you like 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. Long time ago.
I really don't think it was that
But
long ago.
you don't think so?
I feel like we were still doing this podcast when we played that game together.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, it's been a while. Let's see. The next one we have is Super Mario Party Jamboree, which would be the third Mario Party game on the Switch. Comes out on October 17th of 2024. Is that a day one purchase for you?
No.
Oh.
You?
Sick. No. Not unless it comes with Joy-Cons. In which case,
Oh.
that was a pretty sweet bundle.
What they're doing pretty
rare,
good
too.
though, right? Because on the Wii U we got one Mario Party. On the Wii we only got two Mario Parties. The GameCube there were four, so three is pretty solid.
Three's not bad. It features 5 new board games, 2 retro board games, and over 110 mini games. So, will this one be better than, what is it, Super Mario? Super Mario
Party.
No. Mario Party Superstars? Jesus.
Oh.
Mario Party Superstars is the one that just came out. That one's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to beat that one just because it's literally, the three that people love the most combined into one game.
Yeah. And upgraded and looks all pretty and nice. I don't know. That one's pretty freaking fun, but we'll see.
We'll see
Next
if
one, you
there's
also.
we'll see if there's a pre-order bonus, right?
I doubt it. Has there ever been one for Mario Party?
Probably. I don't know.
The next one is Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcades Classics. Mouthful there. But it brings 7 classic games: X-Men, Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom Slash of Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and The Punisher. Good golly. But I got it all right. What do you think?
Is that
Interested
digital
now?
only? Is that what we heard?
I don't think so. No, definitely not.
Oh, I don't know why I thought that. That's a cool one. Like most of the games that you just listed are very expensive to own physically.
Oh.
And most of the games you just listed are like beloved games. I'm not a
Oh.
big fighting game guy. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe on sale.
Are they all are they all like 2D fighters, or are they like, well, hold on, let me rephrase that.
No, I
Okay,
see
so
what you're
there's
saying.
yeah, like 2 fighters versus like there's actually some levels.
I think the only one that's not a regular old 2D fighting game is The Punisher, which is an arcade beat 'em up that's like supposedly really freaking good.
Oh, beat 'em up is the word I was looking for. Jesus, what is wrong with me? All right, let's see. Also, we got some NSO games dropped the day of the direct, so they're available now if you're listening to this. Zelda: A Link to the Past and Four Swords. Metroid Zero Mission, Perfect Dark, and Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Ooh.
Pretty good
You gonna play
drop
those?
there.
Yeah, I'd say. Let's see. We also got another look at the Nintendo World Championships NES edition, which I don't know if we talked about in the last episode, but I have that pre-ordered. I know you do, and it comes with like a fun collector's edition with like a reproduction NES cart that doesn't work, of course. It's just a hunk of plastic. Some like cards, and I can't remember what else. But it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have it pre-ordered, and I don't know. I didn't watch this new trailer. How did it look?
I mean, it looks fun. It's basically it's just like speed running or like who can do it the best kind of a bunch of popular Nintendo games. So that's pretty sweet. Never actually played it, obviously, because I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on it.
I'll get a few hours of joy out of it. I'm sure it'll be a fun time.
But you know what it will? It'll look nice on your shelf.
Right.
Let's see. Basketball is being added to Nintendo Switch Sports, which is a free update. So that's pretty sweeto.
Yeah, I'll play that when it drops. That's pretty cool.
I didn't know you had Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yeah, I got it as a gift maybe a year or two ago. It's a lot of fun. I haven't put a lot of hours into it, but it's a good game. Do you have it?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't. Maybe I need to. The next one frickin' gobsmacked me. It was announced earlier than the Nintendo Switch. I think it was in Sony's presentation. I could definitely absolutely be wrong, but it's the Lego Horizon Adventures, which is, I don't know if it's in the Horizon Zero Dawn, like, I don't know if it's canon or if it's like a retelling of it, but like Legoized, I don't know. But the fact that a Sony game is coming over in Lego form to the Switch kind of blows my mind.
And is it just Switch?
No, I think it's also Xbox. I think it's everybody. I think everybody gets it.
I don't know what they're doing over there, but pretty cool.
I bet they probably made a deal with Lego. They're like, Lego's like, hey, we're going to do this, but we want it to be available to everybody. You know, because Nintendo has such a wide fan base, and there's so many Lego games on the Switch. That's such like a huge fan base that they're like, hey, it doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you bring it over there? But it's so weird. Like, do they not? I don't know. Do they just like license out the rights and then Lego could do whatever they want?
I mean, I doubt
know.
it. There's a contract in there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure, but that's very strange. Do you think we get like a Lego Zelda one day, or you think Nintendo's like, no, hard stop?
I can't see that one bit.
Okay. You never know. You never know.
True.
Or like a
That's
Lego
right.
Halo.
I could see that.
Really? Okay. Good. All right, let's see. 2 more announcements here. Stray is coming this holiday season, which, I mean, I've already talked about it before. I was super jealous that everyone else got it. And then Little Kitty Big City came out, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do that. But now Stray is coming, so now I get that one. And now I get both Cat Adventures. And that's a win-win in everybody's book.
That's a big win.
The other one is Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven, gets a full remake coming October 24th, 2024. And the only reason I mention that is because, one, it's like a huge classic series of RPGs. I feel like I should probably play it if I want to call myself an RPG fan. And also, the freaking cover art for it is freaking beautiful. I don't know if you've seen it, but mwah, it's gorgeous.
I did. I watched the trailer and everything. It's a full remake, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It looked awesome. All right, that's all I got for announcements. But then I have the Nintendo lineup for the next couple months, just in case you're like, well, what does that mean for me? If you want me to go ahead and read that.
I wrote down some games you missed that I guess you don't care about. I also don't care about them, but let me go ahead and mention them real quick.
Okay.
Starting off with a banger here. We got Just Dance 2025.
Oh, I forgot my favorite my favorite game.
What else? Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero. I already don't remember what that was.
Go ahead.
Farmagia. This is a weird one. It's like a farming game. It sounds like how you described Harvestella, honestly. It's like you harvest freaking monsters, like instead of going out and catching them like Pokemon, you harvest them from the ground.
You grow them.
Yeah, and
with
then
a
it
seed.
becomes like a turn-based RPG or action RPG. I couldn't tell.
Hmm.
That's a game coming out, and then there's Mio Memories in Orbit. There was Tales of the Shire, the Lord of the Rings game. Now,
Oh.
I see the Lord of the Rings and I get interested. I'm not like some super fan. I'm not even like a moderate fan. I'm just like a fan, right? But
Yeah.
I see
Right.
that and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. And I watch it, and it's got to be the ugliest artwork I've ever seen in a video game. And then
Oh
on top of
no.
that, did you see the trailer?
Yeah, I did.
It's like an Animal Crossing game. It's like you're just living life as a hobbit or something. I don't know who asked for it. I hope somebody's out there and is just pumped for it. It's not me.
Well, it's so funny. Lord of the Rings is like some big action, like big adventure, some cool journey you're going on, and this one's like, woo, let's plant some plants and live life. So strange.
Ace Attorney Collection, that's a big one.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And the 100 line Last Defense Academy is some kind of Danganronpa game coming to America. So that's cool.
Oh. Yeah. Very, very cool. Are those
Go.
coming out mostly this year or mostly next year?
Oh, I have no release dates written down.
Nice. Put you on the spot. Might be. Okay. So lineup time?
Yeah.
All right. So Nintendo's 2024-2025 lineup. This is specifically just games that Nintendo is putting out just because I get them confused and when they're coming out. So June, I guess it's a couple days, or maybe it's Friday. Maybe it's literally 2 days. Is Luigi's Mansion 2. I think it's
Oh,
two
wow.
days.
I had no idea.
Yep. That one's coming out. Also, July is Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. August, nothing. September, Echoes of Wisdom, Legend of Zelda. October, Super Mario Party Jamboree. November, Mario and Luigi Brothership. December, nothing, as of now, of course. January, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and announced but no release date is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond and Pokemon Legends Z through A, or ZA, if you want to say it.
Uh,
That's it.
Donkey Kong is December. Is that what you said?
January.
Oh,
December's
okay.
nothing.
That's I mean, we had nothing, and now we've got some pretty good stuff lined up for the rest of the year. I'm happy about a lot of those.
Yeah, it's a big game pretty much every month. Can't really
Um,
ask for more.
I didn't realize Zelda was so soon. That's only 3 months away.
I know.
That's pretty sweet. I will be
I'm
picking
so
that up
excited.
for sure. I wonder if they're gonna have an
I
edition.
I was just gonna say that. I'm surprised that they didn't. Literally, well, I guess Link's Awakening didn't. Did it? No.
Link's Awakening.
Did it come with the
Yeah,
Did it come with a big box?
there was a Dreamers edition. I don't know if that came to America. I think it did.
I think it did. Yeah, you're right. So all of the Zeldas have had something. It's weird.
Well, we didn't mention the freaking Switch Lite.
Oh my god. You're right. There is a golden and delicious looking Switch Lite coming out on the same day, I believe, as Echoes of Wisdom. Totally forgot about that. And it looks gorgeous. Are you getting it?
I have two Switch. Well, I have like three Switches. I'm not getting another one.
Yeah. As much as I love Zelda consoles and Zelda things, I don't think I'll be getting it. Although I will say, when I didn't buy the Zelda 3DSs in all of their many forms, I did regret it. So we will see if I decide to pick it up or not.
No doubt. Every person listening that's a collector, like, we're all going to regret it. It's because it's a late release console. It's the worst
Hmm.
edition, right? It's the light that no one wants because we all like having the ability to do handheld and console mode. And it's just not going to get bought. And so, I mean, I don't know. It's not like it was 10 years ago when they had 3DS consoles coming out. Like, people are very aware that things go up in value now. So I think it's going to sell a lot for sure. Probably 1 million units or something crazy. But um, it's going to be worth way more than the MSRP in like 5 years. No doubt about it.
Yeah, but it's like right now, specifically because they've already said that they're coming out with a Switch 2 or whatever the heck you want to call it. I'm like, I don't really want to spend $200 or $230, whatever it is, on that when I can spend it on the next thing that I'm obviously getting. I mean, let's be real.
Oh yeah. We don't even have to talk about the Switch 2 before I tell you that I'm absolutely getting a Switch 2.
Right. Day one, pre-ordering, bam. As soon as I can. Doesn't even matter what it is. I'm getting it.
Yeah, I guess that's a good segue. Like I was going to say this anyway, but like before we even talk about what the Switch 2 is, before we talk about the rumors or what we want out of it, like for me personally and Hannah personally, we like, and for most of the listeners, I'm sure, like I'm not gonna not play the latest Mario 3D game, the latest Zelda,
Right.
just because like, oh, this console isn't playing to the specs of the PS5, or this console doesn't have this XY thing that I want. Like the literal fact that you can only play first party Nintendo games on this platform is the reason I'm gonna get it. That's just how it is.
Agreed. Doesn't matter if I have to like hang upside down like a bat to play it. I will play it. You don't understand. I will play it.
With that, we're gonna get into the rumors, the meat of the episode, I
Yes.
suppose.
Yes.
And you can lead us through it, and I will pick up the slack. We can talk about each bullet point you have. Let's do it.
Oh, I'm so excited. So basically, I laid this out as different information leaks, like specifically this information leaks at this information leaks at this, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm just going to go through the bullet points that way. Some of them kind of intersect, some of them kind of corroborate what other people say, and some of them are just completely wild and out of the blue. So we'll just go through it and talk about it as we go. So the first one's not a rumor per se, but it's an actual confirmation that the Switch 2 or the Switch Successor exists. It has been confirmed officially a couple weeks ago, probably a month now, by President Furukawa himself. He announced on Twitter, or X, that an announcement about the successor of the Nintendo Switch will be made within this fiscal year. If you didn't know, Nintendo's fiscal year is from March to March, so it could possibly be as late as March of 2025. So either this year or early next year.
Wait,
That's exciting. So
the console could be
Yeah.
as late as March 2025?
an announcement about it. Not that it's going to come out then,
Oh, okay.
but they're going to talk about it then.
Okay. I'm with you.
Yep. All right. So this information is based on shipping information. This leak comes directly from customs and shipment data from a group called Famaboards. This is what they found. They've been tracking what has been shipped to the factories that are supposedly working on the Switch 2 right now. I guess obviously you can't not confirm that. But they are specifically tracking component and part suppliers, NVIDIA and Nintendo. So NVIDIA has worked closely with Nintendo on the original Switch. The console runs specifically on their Tegra X1 chip. So it is highly likely that NVIDIA will also be working on the Switch 2. Also, I didn't fact check this, but didn't NVIDIA just take pass Microsoft as like the biggest like chip manufacturing and tech company? Am I wrong about that?
I thought you were going to bring something else up because I'm pretty sure I just saw a headline that they like lost like, I don't know, something crazy like $1 billion or something in the stock market, or something crazy just happened the other day.
Ooh, really? Oh snap! No, I didn't hear that. But Nvidia is taking off like crazy. Like their technology is kind of like the top stuff right now. So
Yeah.
it makes sense that Nintendo's working with them. The leak states that the Switch will have 12 gigabytes of RAM, which includes two 6 gigabytes DDR5 modules, which is a huge step up from the small 4 gigabyte the base Switch has. It will supposedly have 156 gigabytes of storage, which is way better than the base model of 32 gigabytes, which is now. But I think the OLED has bigger. I think that's 64.
You said
Could be wrong.
156, but you meant 256.
I meant 256. You know, the 2 and the 1 are right next to each other. And the console and the controllers might include a built-in microphone, which is exciting, which means voice chat, hopefully. Or Nintendogs. I mean, let's be real. Or we could be getting a new Nintendogs.
The new Pokemon, what's that Pikachu game? Hey You Pikachu.
Oh, yeah, hey Pikachu. Ugh, Thunderbolt. Yeah, stuff like that. That's fun. Also, I have to mention that I know Jack Diddley Doo Doo about like specs when it comes to consoles, so don't ask for clarification on that. I don't know. I'm taking these people's word about what it means.
I don't know if you have the details written down for the gigabytes. But like on top of getting a larger storage, it's also going to be able to read that storage faster,
Mm-hmm.
essentially to break it down for people. But um, the Switch One and the OLED are both reading the data at 400 megabytes a second, and the 256 gigabytes of storage on the new console would be reading at 2 gigabytes a second, which is a significant jump.
Yeah, more than double, triple, quadruple.
I don't know. I read double the memory speed.
Nice, solid. Okay. I mean, that all seems fairly believable. That makes sense to me. It's not anything crazy.
I don't really know what like that type of I don't know anything about the cost of internal storage or the cost of like everything we just listed, so I have no idea if that's crazy. But it all sounds like great stuff to me.
Nice. Me too. Okay. The next one is Vandal Leak. Is a Vandal leak. According to Vandal, who leaked information about the OLED, which turned out to be true, the Joy-Cons will now attach by magnets instead of with the rail system that the Switch uses now, which is interesting. And there's more information on that later. So just take a second to ponder on that one. Magnets. Cool, 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 cool. The console will be larger than the Switch, which okay, cool. Switch Pro controller is supported, so that's nice. So Bluetooth still works on the darn thing. Also, accessory. This is the weird part. So accessory manufacturers have touched the new system, but we're not allowed to look at it. So essentially, as the rumor has it, Nintendo or Nintendo reps brought a box to all these manufacturers, and they could put their hands in the box, but they couldn't see it. So they literally just touched it. What that does, I don't know. But apparently, I mean, a lot of times they will release their console early so that manufacturers can kind of like make cases and screen protectors and whatever for it, like controllers and stuff. But they didn't let them look at it, only touch it. So are they going to like measure it with their mind? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was so funny when I was hearing about this on videos that you shared with me. It's you're just imagining the company sticking their hands into a black box. You don't get a tape measure. You don't get like
Nope.
I don't know. You would hope that like Nintendo like shared some measurements just on a piece of paper or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
But it's so absurd that it seems right. Like, I feel like Nintendo would do that. Like, why would you make that up? It just seems stupid.
That's true.
All right, the next one comes from Square Enix. Not necessarily like a leak, but it's like something that people are really, really reading into. So you can make up your mind about that, what you will. So after the company announced that they will be doing some restructuring internally because their profits were not as high as they had hoped, they're starting to put more of their games on more consoles. Specifically, stated that they were going to shift to a multi-platform strategy and that they will, quote, aggressively pursue a multi-platform strategy that includes Nintendo platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, and PCs. So, it is interesting here that they said Nintendo platforms, maybe leading to the fact that there's going to be multiple editions coming out, like the Switch Lite, like a handheld version, or just a home console, or obviously the Switch, which is a hybrid, or it could just mean like the next few generations of Nintendo consoles. We don't know. That's definitely like one of those reaching kind of rumors that we have out there.
I took that to mean 3DS and Switch. I don't know. I'm
Really?
kidding. I'm just messing around.
I was like, okay, cool. Hey, Just Dance has been around. I was reading something and it said that 2018, Just Dance 2018 came out on like the Xbox 360 when it was like way long due past to not be on that console.
Those are my
Something crazy
favorite
like
things
that.
to learn about. I love hearing that.
It was something like that. I should have written it down because it was so absurd. But you know what? Good for Just Dance. And those people, those grandmas out there who are playing it at the nursing home, good on them. Let's see. Square Enix makes some huge, like super graphically intense games, as we know, Final Fantasy Remake, 7 Remake, blah, 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 all those. And so if they're putting them on the Switch Successor, that must mean that it can go toe-to-toe with the big guys, or at least the previous generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it's going to be on par with the PS5 or the current Xbox, whatever that one is. I don't remember. But I'm sure it'll be as close to the point where those games could run on it.
Yeah, it would be a huge mistake if Nintendo just like put out a PS4 and Xbox One level console again. I think they probably aren't going to do that.
Yeah, I hope not. But you know what? It's Nintendo, and they will do whatever they want to do.
And the problem is we're still going to buy it no matter what.
We literally just said that. And they're counting on millions of people to do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's their plan all along. All right, so this leak comes from MobaPad, who is a peripherals manufacturer. And so they claim they are in the process of developing next generation controllers. So we'll see. This one's a long leak, so stick with me here. We'll break it down. The leak states that the Switch 2 will continue to support existing Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller. Nice. And it will be equipped with still be equipped with ALPS dual axle linear motors for HD rumble, which is what makes the Switch controllers vibrate and do all their fun things. So yay, love that. I have way too many pairs of Joy-Cons for it to not work on the next system. I almost have them all.
Dang.
I know. I think the only ones I don't have are the Fortnite ones.
I just learned about a blue one that was only available with the 2023 Super Mario Party bundle. I can share that with you after the episode, though. That's a cool fact I just learned.
Oh, interesting. Let's see. The cartridge slot will support backwards compatibility with physical Switch games, but the Switch 2 games will obviously not be playable on the OG Switch. That makes sense. Of course, why would they do it that way? The new version of the Joy-Cons have a larger volume, and the sliding rail system has been changed to a magnetic suction, which we just previously talked about. The SL and SR, which I think they mean ZR and ZL. Don't know why they said it as S, but those buttons are apparently metal. I don't know how I feel about that.
I thought the same thing when I heard ZLZR, but the buttons on the Joy-Con, the two on the rail, are SR and SL.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Well, I guess that leads more into the magnetic suction thing. But apparently, magnetic suction is achieved through electromagnetic suction technology controlled by electric current. That sounds over my pay grade.
That sounds like some Jetsons type stuff. So we've heard magnetic from two different leaks, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And finally, it says, for that bullet point, in addition to the Joy-Cons L, ZL, R, and ZL buttons, a third button has been added to both the left and the right sides of the Joy-Cons. So that leads me to believe it's either like one of those weird paddle buttons that I think Xbox has. I think PlayStation 5 has it too. Those weird ones. Or it could be, you know how like the GameCube has like I don't know what it's called, but it's like the semi-trigger, like not clicking it all the way in has a function. Could be something like that if they want to bring GameCube games to NSO, which is a cool thought.
That's a lot of effort for just GameCube games, but anything's possible.
Let's see. Fourth bullet point, below the home button on the right Joy-Con is an additional function button. For what function? No idea.
Yeah.
Just does something.
Who knows? We already have a capture button, so it's not that.
No, or a home button, or maybe it's a start and select button. I don't know. Do we need those? Maybe. The bottom of the Switch 2 will still feature a USB-C port for docking. The new generation dock will undergo minor changes in appearance while enhancing performance and supporting 4K resolution. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped
Those are
for
them
that.
upgrades. The new dock will feature a damping bracket on the back, allowing for greater range of adjustable angles, which is weird that they say the dock. Why on earth are you adjusting the dock?
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. I thought that it was saying the bracket on the back of the console.
That's what I thought too, immediately, but then it was like, dock, and a new dock. Why would you need that?
Well,
Maybe for mounting?
if you can play the console docked and you can see the screen on the Switch,
Mm.
um, as opposed to what we have now where the screen just turns off, I think I could see a reason then you would want to angle the screen.
I guess, but wouldn't it be uncomfortable to play it docked? You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a fun thing to ponder. The screen will be upgraded to an 8-inch display supporting 1080p resolution. All good things. Those are great things.
Great things.
The only problem with this one, though, is that Nintendo does not put this information to companies out lightly. They make you sign NDA after NDA after NDA after legal document after legal document. So, like, this company is either really dumb about putting this out and, like, burning that bridge with Nintendo forever, or they're okay with getting sued. So,
Yeah,
there's
that's a good
that.
point. Very good point. Could be a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Or just predictions. They just want the clout from, predicting something right, being like, hey, we did that. I don't know. It's very strange. Okay, so this is just more spec leaks. I think you might have talked about it a little bit, but I got all of these big old numbers over here. So I'll have you break it down because I don't know what it means. The screen will be an LCD screen, not an OLED screen, but it will still be 8 inches, which feels like a very Nintendo thing to do to kind of cut down the price of the initial version.
I didn't
And
even
so
hear
then
that.
later they can sell us an OLED.
Hmm.
We'll use DLS version 3.5 to improve performance and to support ray tracing, which is that fancy thing that Sony and Xbox talk about. I don't know if you know what that is.
I'm on the same page as you. I barely know.
Sick. Okay, well, somebody out there knows. Okay, 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5X RAM, which is 3 times as much RAM as the OG Switch, which used the LPDDR4. We have 7,500 mega transfers per second compared to the Switch's 3,200 mega transfers per second, which means much faster memory. We have 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 internal storage, which is close to 2 gigabytes per second, whereas the Switch was doing 400 megabytes per second, which is what you said. 4K while docked, 1080p in handheld, uses the NVIDIA Tegra T239 chip. And apparently a leak from Moore's Law is Dead, who reported on the PS5 Pro specs, says that the Switch 2 will be more powerful than previously thought. The Switch 2 could match performance of the PS4 Pro and the Xbox Series X consoles instead of the PS4. So they're thinking it could be above what people were thinking it was.
Exciting stuff.
It is exciting. The Switch 2 cartridge will be more powerful than the OG Switch cart. I hope so. Maybe we can get rid of that freaking Switch tax, but maybe not. You know,
What are you
that
talking
$5
about?
that they gouge you with.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, like if they release games on the PS4 or the Xbox, it's like $30, but on the Switch it's $35.
Oh.
It's like it costs them that much to get the cartridge, all that on the cartridge, because they're more expensive than discs, so they charge Switch people more.
I don't think I knew that. That's funny.
Yeah, that's why a lot of these companies are just putting the maximum amount that they can on the smaller storage cartridges and just making you download the rest
That's
versus
funny.
buying the more storage carts. Yeah.
And as consumers,
That is
we're
a
like,
thing.
wow, I hate this publisher for putting us, like, why isn't the whole game on the cartridge? That's funny.
That's why. Also, the Switch cartridges aren't super, super big to begin with, I don't think. So it's like if you have like a really big file, it's not going to fit on there regardless. So it's not always the case. The next thing is a new kind of SD cards will be supported, namely the micro SD Express cards, which Samsung, whoever, like literally just put them out. These comes in 256 gigabytes or greater capacities and will be 8 times faster than a regular micro SD cards. So if you know anything about micro SD cards, there's like different, obviously, storage capacities, but then there's also like different speeds at which they can read that memory. And apparently these ones are hella fast, and Nintendo Switch will be able to support those.
Apparently,
So, yay.
apparently this is like, I don't know if this is an issue now. I think I heard it is, but like if you're trying to run something on your Switch off of the SD card as opposed to the internal storage, it's actually slower, and this is supposed to help with that.
Yep. Yay. All right, that's it for that one. So that one was more on the specs. We don't really get too much into the rest of it because I don't really know what a lot of that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means as far as the console is concerned. I know what bigger space is. Okay, that's an easy concept. But what it specifically does, I don't know. That's not me. All right, next one. VGC reported in February that Nintendo had delayed the console release from this year to 2025. Some suggest that this was so Nintendo could prepare stronger first-party games, which, love that. That's awesome. Definitely need to have good launch titles. Others suggest that this move was made to avoid potential hardware supply issues, meaning that they have more time to actually make the chips and the screens and the blah, 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 and assemble it. So, could go either way. But that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay, shipping manifestos for what's being shipped across the globe to find specs for the Switch 2. So, apparently, it will be above the PS4, before DLSS, which is a systematic learning that makes the resolution better. They're thinking it's going to be better than the PS4. Docked will be above a PS4, approaching Series X. RAM slower than Xbox Series X, but with more capacity. 8-inch screen, bigger than OLED. Something in between a PS4 Pro and a Series S while docked, and stronger than a PS4 while handheld. So it's like not quite keeping up with current generation, but it's also stronger than the previous generation. If that makes sense.
Sounds exactly like Nintendo.
Yeah, definitely. So that's all the rumors that we have as far as... I mean, there are some just freaking stupid out of left field ones that I wasn't going to include because they didn't matter, obviously, because they were definitely not true. But yeah, now I have some games rumored unless I missed something.
You mentioned the integrated mic. I didn't realize it was on the controller. You said console and controller?
Yep.
I don't see myself talking into the console or the controller. But okay, Nintendo. It totally could be for the gimmicks. Like the DS and the 3DS and the Wii U all had a mic. It could totally be for that. I don't know. I won't write it off.
Nintendogs, I'm telling you.
Joy-Cons will be larger. Did you say that?
Yep.
Okay, I think you got it all.
Nice. Yeah, so what do you think? Are these believable? Where are you buying it?
I am. I think that most of these are probably... I mean, I guess I don't know how credible these leakers are, but I could see everything mentioned here coming to be. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing was like I said, I left out most of the absurd stuff, but all of this seemed within the realm of possibility, especially the way technology is kind of... It's an exponential curve, you know what I'm saying? It's getting better and better and better, and things are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. I feel like Nintendo would do the smart thing and try to put something out that's not as strong, because I've never cared about it, but something that's cheaper and more affordable that people can pick up, but also like more than just one step up from the Switch. Like 3 steps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they have to, whenever this Switch came out in 2017, they didn't really have anybody to compete with in this like handheld console space. And now we're seeing Steam Deck and all these other handheld PCs just existing, and they obviously see that they have to keep up with that to an extent, because like we've already mentioned, they have these first party titles that will not be on any of those other platforms. You can't play the latest Zelda or Mario or anything on a Steam Deck, and so they'll always have that going for them. But that being said, if they want third party support, they have to stay in the running. They have to make something that can compete, and everything we described here sounds like it is going to be on par or better than, the Steam Deck or this other stuff that's out on the market right now, and probably be affordable.
And colorful and fun, as Nintendo will do. But yeah, I agree. I think if any of this comes true, everyone will be happy.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for some games?
Yeah.
Okay. So, a leaker named Midori, who is known for leaking Sega and Atlas games, who sent out a tweet, or yeah, it's still called a tweet, whatever, saying, quote, there is a project at Nintendo with the codename U-King-O. It might be related to the rumors of the next generation Nintendo console codename. So, U-King was apparently the codename for Breath of the Wild. And if you know, that obviously was supposed to be a Wii U game, but then was ported and or simultaneously developed for the Switch, which will come into play in a second. Also, some leaks of code from Central Leaks have found the codename Ounce, which we mentioned earlier is apparently maybe the codename for the Switch 2. The tweet was liked and corroborated by another trusted Nintendo leaker, Pioro, who has gone through some tough times right now.
So has Midori.
Who also, yeah, I know, saw that too. Who also commented and said that they heard the code name mentioned. So Ounce seems to be pretty on track for that. So back to the Breath of the Wild stuff. So saying that O is codename for Ounce, so at the end of U-King-O could possibly be the codename for an enhanced version of Breath of the Wild coming to the Switch 2. Interesting.
I think that's weird because the console, we haven't talked about it yet, but the console could be backwards compatible, right?
Yeah.
Like that seems like a weird thing to, it's not even really a port at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just an enhanced thing. So like I said, U-King is Breath of the Wild. And Nintendo uses suffixes. So like the dash letter is related to ports of previous titles. So for example, -C was used for 3DS ports. -S is for Switch ports. And -O could be for the next generation console. Codename Ounce, which seems pretty lame. But we'll talk about it in a sec later, but yeah. Okay, so Midori also tweeted that there is a game at Nintendo in development codenamed SP Red. And if you know, Mario's codename at Nintendo is Red, so that could point to another Mario game. There was a project at Nintendo called Silver Star. Super Mario Odyssey's codename is Red Star, because red means Mario and star, Mario. They say the codename is confusing if it's a Mario game because there's no red in the title. So what could Silver Star mean? Well, they said was in development because they don't know if it's been finished and they're just like shelving it for now or not talking about it, or if the project has been shelved and not like or if it's done and they're not talking about it, or if it's been canceled or whatever, they're just moving on. People are speculating though that Silver Star was the codename given to the sequel to Red Star. Red Star was Super Mario Odyssey. And then maybe the game took on like a personality of its own, and so they changed the name from SP Red, which is what it would be, to this one, to Silver Star. So I don't know. I'm not a code reader, you know what I'm saying? So like this could all just mean nothing to me. But red is used, if you see the moniker red in any of Nintendo's code, it usually refers to Mario games. So Super Mario 3D Land's codename was Red Pepper, and Super Mario Wonder's codename was Sec Red, so SEC Red.
That's interesting. I don't have much to say about that.
Could see a Mario game in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Mario's there's definitely going to be another Mario game on this console, whether it be a 2D, 3D, Mario Maker, whatever it is. So yeah, that's all I got on that. But I mean, those seem pretty reasonable.
Yeah, nothing too daring there.
Shocker, there's going to be a Mario game and a Zelda game on the next system. Whoa.
Would you purchase a Breath of the Wild enhanced game?
So I have this a little bit lower down in the dock, but I feel like Nintendo could go one of two ways. They can make things, well, I guess three ways. So they can make things just specifically backwards compatible, and it'll just be Breath of the Wild, be able to play on the Switch 2, no problem. Plug it in, bing, bang, boom. They could also go the other route of charging $70 for an enhanced version of it, so that if people haven't, played Breath of the Wild on the first Switch and they're just now owning a Switch 2, then they could just pay the $70 into it. Or they can do an upcharge cost. So you would keep your physical copy of Breath of the Wild 1, plug it into your Switch 2, and then do like a $10 upgrade or something.
No.
Like PlayStation and Sony have.
You're absolutely right.
Xbox have.
You're absolutely right. I said it was weird, but that totally makes sense. You could totally see that happening. Yeah, I take back what I said. If it's just like a 4K version, performs better, it's faster and has all the DLC. There wasn't DLC. Oh yeah, there was. There was DLC. Has all
Yep.
that included. Yeah, that could totally be a thing.
So that begs the question: would you pay $70 for it, or would you rather do the $10 or $20 upcharge?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't rebuy it if that $20 option was there. I would stick with
Yeah.
that. But that being said, I haven't played that game since 2017, and I would absolutely enjoy playing. Having an excuse to go back and play it. So that'd be cool for me personally.
I probably would, especially if they one bundled in with the system and then made like a special edition. I gotta have that. Especially
Mm.
if I'm skipping out on the light. You bet. You bet I'm getting that one. But yeah, I hope Nintendo doesn't go the super I want money route and charge everyone $70 regardless. I would like the option to upgrade for $10 or $20 or whatever it is. Since I've already played it, I already own it. I don't want to have to pay $70 to play it again. Because I will, but I don't want to. you know?
Where does that take us, Hannah?
Console release. So this is what we want from the Switch 2, realistically what we think it'll be, and kind of like the physical things we want, digital things we want, all of that stuff.
Do you think that they will call it Switch 2?
No. Definitely not. Well, I mean, I guess they called the Wii and the Wii U. I guess they used it in the same name, so maybe it'd be like the Switch U or like Super Switch. Or they're definitely gonna do something wonky. It's not gonna be a 2.
I, they better not call it the Switch U. I will not purchase that platform.
Mwah.
That's the breaking
Everything comes
point.
full circle.
Yeah, I have no idea. I guess you're right. No console in Nintendo's history has ever been called the 2. I don't know. Guess we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, your time to talk. This is all you, buddy.
All right,
Sit back and relax.
starting with what we want from the Switch. There are only 3 things that I like quote unquote need, and it's in quotes because I already said I'm going to buy the console, even if it's just a port of the Switch 1. It's just a new package around it.
Right.
Okay, so this comes from my decision when a cross-platform game comes out, right? So, what are the 3 things that bother me, that deter me from buying the Switch version of a game when I have a Series X, or, if I had a PS5? Like, why would I rather buy it on those consoles? First one is games run worse. It can't be helped. The hardware is what it is, and most of the time that's just how it is. Why would I do that to myself? The second is that there's no achievement system. It just feels like I'm not getting all of the content that the developers included for me. And the third is if it's an online game. So this is like 2.5 points because not all games are online. But like, if it's an online game, I'm going to be way better off playing it on any console but the Switch. Unfortunately. They fixed those 3 things. I'm super happy. Those are the only things that I quote unquote need from the Switch 2.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow, that was it. That's pretty easy things. I can do that.
I wrote a couple more things down. But those were the big ones for me. I wrote that it doesn't matter because I'm going to buy any Nintendo console. I already stressed that enough.
Nice.
Other than that, I would love to see 4K. That's a rumor. That's probably happening. I would freaking love to see 4K. Still buying it if it's 1080. And I would just lose my mind if they had 120 frames a second like the other 2 consoles. That would be absolutely insane.
Yeah, that would be exciting.
Seems unlikely given the rumors, but who knows?
Well, I mean, there were some rumors that said 4K. I think that it can be maybe up to 4K, but I feel like a lot of games would still run at 1080 because a lot of them are only running at 720 now in 30 frames per second. So,
well, I'm talking about the 120. I think the 4K is guaranteed.
you think so?
It better be. I would be shocked if a console coming out in 2025 didn't have 4K.
Well, yeah, I would see that. I mean, none of that stuff's gonna be make or break for me. Especially achievements. How would you integrate that, or how would Nintendo integrate that so it's not just a copy of what Xbox does? Or do you want it just to be a one by one copy?
Xbox and PlayStation are copies of each other with achievements and trophies. They put the same
So you just
thing.
want it exactly the same?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the achievements themselves, the challenges that are being requested to unlock those trophies or achievements, um, yeah, you can just copy and paste that crap. But yeah, if I can just like if I can start leveling up with the profile that I've had with my Nintendo account since I was in like freaking, it's the same linked Nintendo account I've had since the Wii days, the first online
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo console. Um, but yeah, like obviously we can't go back and start adding achievements, but if we could start having that achievement system now, like the earlier you start the better, because then it just keeps adding up, and it's so much fun to look back years down the road like, oh yeah, I got all that done on that game. Like, oh yeah, I got all 1000 Korok seeds like a freak on Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like
Hey, hey.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, so this is gonna be a stupid question because I've never played on Xbox or PlayStation. I don't really care about it. But like, how do you access the information? Is there like a profile picture that you pick on, and then it gives you all your stats, or like, how do I look at other people's stuff?
Yeah, it would just be like on the friends list.
Hmm.
Click on their
Okay.
profile.
All right. I would like to see if we're gonna do achievements. Like, I know Nintendo kind of does this now, but it's like really wonky. It shows you like the hours played, and like, I wish it would show you more statistics.
Oh yeah.
Like their year round, or like their year in review thing. It'll show you like, oh, you spent this much time on action RPGs and this much time on puzzle games, or like this percentage of it. I wish they would give that to you all the time, because that honestly to me is so cool and so fascinating. Um, just as my own thing, because like I play games when I want to. I don't necessarily think about like what kind of genre it is or like whatever. So I think that stuff is really cool, giving statistics like that. And then it changes. It's not specific to your profile. So like I put in 500 hours on Breath of the Wild. I know I did. But then when I got my new Switch and moved
Oh
everything
my
over there, it
gosh.
started to be back down to 0. And that bothered me so much because it's
Yeah.
like, no, 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 no. I want people to know I put in 500 hours, all right?
Yeah,
I
dude,
was
that
proud of
pissed
that.
me off. Like, I had a coworker, one of my friends at work was like, "Yeah, dude, I saw you were playing Smash the other day. It said you've been playing that game for 1 hour." I was like, "Oh my gosh, dude, I have so many hours in Smash. Are you kidding me?"
Yep.
That makes me more angry than it should. Like, and to mention what did you say? The data, um,
Yeah.
the analytics. I think we lost data between I think we lost the amount of data that we actually received from Wii U and 3DS to Switch, cuz those things had like daily logs. They like I didn't look at it a whole lot, but there was like a lot of data on those two platforms.
Yeah. The Wii would literally tell you, like, what you did that day. It's like, hey, you played 8 games today. Nice. It
Yeah.
literally told you that. There was a whole calendar, and you could go day by day by day by day.
We downgraded for some reason.
I guess Nintendo's like, literally nobody's looking at that.
You know what? That
Or
brings
like,
up another point I didn't write down. We downgraded on that freaking home menu, man. We need a better home menu on the new platform.
yes, I have something like that. Let's see, what did I say? I said I want, and I quote, a more fun and interactive home screen when you open your Switch. I remember how freaking cute and fun it was when you clicked the on button on your Wii U, and all the little Mii's were like running around from people that you had played with in the past. And like there was your Mii, there was your friend's Mii, and then everyone else was running in. And how the music was just kind of there, like chill vibes in the background as you were like trying to pick out your game. Why? Why did we go away from that?
Yeah, dude.
That's fun.
Why don't we
It's
have Mii's
quirky. It's
anymore?
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. That's like the things that Nintendo has established. They're just like, nah, nobody else does this, so we don't do it. They're losing their uniqueness. Like the home screen, it's fine. It's really easy to use.
Yeah.
A child could do it, but like, that's not the fun Nintendo that I grew up with, and it's sad.
So weird you can't even pick a theme. Like at the bare minimum.
Yeah. No themes, it's black or white, nothing in between. So I also said that I want to be able to move my apps around like you could on the 3DS. Like if I wanted my game app over here, if I wanted my eShop over here, I could move them wherever I wanted so that it was easier to find versus just like your most recent games played and then the rest are just off in the ether somewhere. I hated that. Especially if you only play digital games, like when you physically put it in, it pops up to the first one so you know where it is. But like if you're playing digital, you got to go all the way to the right, find the little icon with the 4 little squares, and then look at all of your freaking software. That bothers me so much. And then the folders thing, which was integrated but like also not. Like I thought it was going to be folders, bam, right there in the home screen so I could find all of my Zelda games, all of my Mario games, all my party games. Freaking nope. You got to go to a menu to then go to the folders. It's stupid. I hated that.
And that was like revolutionary when that update came out like a year ago.
Ugh, so stupid. And then, like you said, themes. I want to be able to take a screenshot from a beautiful Xenoblade game and bam, put it as my background. But
yeah.
no.
Please.
That seems so easy. You can already take screenshots. I don't want to just post them to Twitter. That's stupid. I hate it.
Tell me why they removed that feature the other day. You can't even do that anymore.
I don't know. I really don't know. How do you get your screenshots off of your Switch? You plug it into your computer, or I guess maybe an SD card? I have no idea.
No, there's a freaking awful... there's a way to do it to your phone. You've never tried it?
No, because... no.
I don't know.
If it's more than just a few clicks, I'm not doing it.
I don't know the science behind it, but they give you... All right, so you take your picture, video, whatever, and then you say, I want to share this to a smartphone. They put a QR code on the screen, and
no.
It disconnects your phone from your home Wi-Fi, and you get onto, like, I don't even know. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know the science. You get on, like, the Nintendo Switch's console internet connection or some kind of connection. You connect to that just temporarily, and then you have to then scan another QR code, and then it takes you onto a web page where you can download that file.
No. No.
It is hilarious how bad it is.
Why? Oh, see, we need to fix that.
Yeah.
We really need to fix that. Oh, the other thing is, you know how you can buy your little like profile, little picture icon thing from whatever the store, the eShop or whatever it is, with the silver coins? We should be able to buy cool startup music, profile pictures, which we already do now, themes, different colors for things, all of that stuff. I don't know why we don't. I mean, we really shouldn't have to spend any silver coins at all. We should just be able to download it. But like, if they wanted a like superficial way to buy it, silver coins are fine. But like, at least give me the option. And like, the profile pictures, I don't know if you've bought like a set. Like if they release like new ones every couple weeks or every couple months. You can't customize different things out of that set that it gives you. So it'll give you a character, a background, and then like a little frame. You can only use those. So if I want a Zelda background and I want a Splatoon squid and a Super Mario frame, you can't do that.
I did not know that.
It says fuck you. That's not in the set that we have nice here for you. But it's like, I bought it and I can't even use it how I want it. So stupid.
I've purchased a few icons over the last couple years. That's so freaking funny.
Unless there's a way that I can't figure out, but like, again, if it's more than a few clicks, I'm not doing it. Really not. Oh, it makes me so angry.
I like your creative ideas there, though. Like, intro song, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
Startup song.
I'll buy some freaking backgrounds if I have to spend 10 or 30 or 50 platinum points. That's fine.
Yeah, like give me like a Switch version of like the GameCube startup. Give me like some clicks and some like pixelization of the Switch controller dropping, or like Zelda running across the street. Give me something.
Yep.
Something cool. All right, I have some more things that I want.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Specifically, I think that it is super weird that we don't have all of the streaming apps that we had, even on the Wii U. Even the freaking Wii had Netflix, and the Switch doesn't. Like, I don't know if that's a Netflix thing or like what, but we have Hulu and we have YouTube, and I think that's it. I could be wrong. There could be more, but like, why don't we have the ones that came out on the Wii at least? The Wii U. I don't get it.
I did
Unless
not even
it's
realize that. That is so freaking funny.
we need the Disney Plus, we need the Amazon, we need the Crunchyroll, we need it all, and I just don't know why it's not there.
I have no clue.
Stupid. Okay, let's see. Another thing I want. I mean, I want a more powerful Switch. We all know that. To me, it needs to be backwards compatible. It doesn't need to be. I'm gonna buy it anyway. But like, I really want it to be backwards compatible. I still want it to be a Switch, meaning that you can do home and hybrid and portable, so a hybrid console. I really think they need to stick to the divine and unchallenged local co-op where I can just bam pass out a Joy-Con to my friend. Here it is. I've played that so many ways. I like how easily portable it is. I literally take my Switch on the airplane everywhere I go to my friend's house. We just pop it out. Bam, here it is. Let's play a game. Love that. Let's see. Also, voice chat I think would be really, really cool. One where I don't have to use the stupid ass phone app. That's stupid. That's garbage. We need to get rid of that.
Everything external about the Switch is just so bad, but the Switch itself is A1, for the most part. But yeah, all this external stuff we're talking about, the phone app is a literal joke.
It's awful. And then anything anything to do with like transferring data from one thing to the other, and like some games not being transferred, like Splatoon 2. My cousin was really into it, and he bought Splatoon 2 so I could play with him, and I had to start over.
Yeah.
And I was like level 50, and then I had to start with level 1 and unlock the things again and unlock all of the weapons and stuff that I could use, and it was just stupid. It's like, I'm not going to cheat, which is what their reasoning was, but I don't even know why. I think it's like they hard-coded it to only work one time and then not being able to switch, or somebody messed up somewhere and they didn't admit it. Because why wouldn't you be able to move from one Switch to the other?
I'm still playing Pokemon Scarlet on my old Switch, pre-OLED Switch, because I had started the game on the old Switch and I can't move it to the OLED. It's so annoying.
That is garbage. And then when I was transferring it from one Switch to the other, the whole stupid select which one you want to move and then put your Switches close together and then transfer it over, which is one way to do it, but then I guess there's also the cloud way to do it, but you don't get the cloud if you're not an NSO person. So it's just like, ugh. It's so confusing, and I don't consider myself the smartest person, but I'm certainly not stupid. But if I'm struggling to do it, you think children can do it?
True.
Or parents can do it?
True.
No! Ugh, it's just the things that bother me. It feels like every other company has it right, and just Nintendo is just not there yet, and they need to get there.
Some of the things, like not this thing in particular, but like the phone app, it's got to be related to like them trying to be as kid friendly as possible, trying to lock down any possibility of kids talking to people they shouldn't be talking to. Right. And they gotta do something else, man, because the Nintendo kids are growing up.
That's true. I'm a full-blown adult. You're a full-blown adult. 95% of the people watching this or listening to this are full-blown adults. We can handle it.
Yeah.
Let's see. The other thing I want is, God damn it, please do not make us have to be drip-fed Nintendo Switch online games again. I don't want to start the whole process over, you know what I'm saying? Just all of the games that are available now be available from the start. Day one, bam, can turn on my Switch 2, can play any of the games from the catalog.
You're talking about like physical Switch cartridges, Switch 1 cartridges?
No, Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh, yeah, I can't see that happening. I can't see them starting from scratch.
I hope not. That would be terrible. Totally awful. And then make it so that Nintendo Switch Online can be used on both generations. Like, I don't want to have to pay specifically $50 for the Nintendo Switch, the OG, and then another $20 or whatever it is, $50 for a different account on the Switch 2. I want it to be able to be the same. Like you said, one integrated Nintendo Online linked account. All of it's the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Please.
If they did that, that would really make me angry. I mean, I guess if I paid for it on the Switch 2, I wouldn't have to pay for it on the Switch 1, but like I still want that ability, under $150.
For
or
sure.
$20 or whatever. Let's see. The other thing, it doesn't matter to me if the console launches with an OLED or an LED screen. That's not make or break it for me. I'm going to buy it anyway. I really need those Joy-Cons to work on the second Switch because I have way too many Joy-Cons to not. It's Bluetooth technology. It should be able to work. It might not attach via the rail system, but I can always charge it on the other Switch or whatever. But I need those to work. And then I think that's pretty much it. I don't think any of the things that we said are super unrealistic, but I think some of them are a stretch, like the achievement. Like, if I think if anything's not going to work, it's going to be that.
That's ridiculous. That's so absurd. That's asking so little.
It is. Also, well, I guess we could add this, is ratings for Nintendo eShop. That should be a thing. You should be able to see what people rate it, if they think it's good, if they think it's bad.
Oh, wow.
Maybe even like a review page integrated right there into the eShop.
I think that's another downgrade. I feel like 3DS and Wii U had that.
It did have that.
Man.
Yeah. They strive in some areas, and then they lack in other areas.
I don't have anything else for what I want. Those were all solid points. We have realistically what the console will launch with. Do you want to talk about that?
Actually, I lied. I have one more thing.
Yeah.
And this is unrealistic as hell, which is why I think I kept it out, but I'm going to say it anyway. So, as unrealistic as it is, and knowing that the technology is not even there, because I did some research on it, I want to be able to play DS and 3DS games on the Switch. And I know what you're thinking. You can't do that because the Switch is long and there's not two screens and blah, 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 blah. But what if we could do something like they did with the Wii U and be able to play on your Switch and on the TV at the same time? So one of the screens, you can draw your stylus and do whatever, touch, blah, 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 blah. And then the other screen is on the TV. Now, that technology is not quite there for that kind of thing without it being like super laggy and super weird, unless you made like a whole console integrated into the dock like the Wii U was, but that's probably going to be really expensive because it's like a whole other console on top of that. Or if we're doing 3DS and DS, have the screens be split the screen in two, so you play the top screen on the left side, the bottom screen on the right side. I think that's doable. Or be able to turn the whole Switch, bam, sideways, turn it upways, vertical, and then being able to play it like that. I think that would be super cool.
That is a really good idea. And then they could just sell something that lets you hold the console in that vertical direction.
Yep. That would be lots of fun.
So we're talking like NSO having DS and 3DS games?
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I think the technology is totally there, right? Like if I hook up a laptop to a freaking monitor, I can... Or even wirelessly, I can literally I can extend my screen to a second monitor via Bluetooth. Like that could happen, that's possible.
Yeah, but it's also your computer doing it. So like that's probably a more expensive technology than Nintendo is willing to put in there. It's there, but I don't think Nintendo is there yet. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Without it being like super laggy.
That's an awesome thing. I would love the heck out of that.
Thank you. But that's it. That's the last one. That's unrealistic. But hey, that'd be fun.
I don't have anything else to talk about for realistically what it'll be for this section.
Okay, so realistically, I think it'll be upgraded. Of course, I'm not going to go back. But like, I don't think it's going to be as strong as a PS5 or whatever the current Xbox is. I think that's a long shot. I think people should just, bam, not even think it's going to be that way. temper their expectations. Basically, what I'm saying. It'll be stronger, but it's not going to be as strong as it's Nintendo. I think it'll be a longer battery life. I think they'll kind of be like, that's a big motivating thing for them because they've kind of improved that subtly throughout the whole Switch's life. So I feel like that's an easy thing to expect. I think it's going to be probably, well, I think it'll probably have an OLED screen. I hope so, but I think that it might be an LCD screen, and then they try to come out with another edition like they did for the Switch One and say, okay, this is an OLED and it's $50 more expensive. I think that's definitely possible. Nintendo does like to do their iterations.
I don't know this for fact, but I think what you mean to say is LED, because I think LCD is old. Like old,
Like really old.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So there's OLED, which is what we have, but then the original Switch was LCD, I think.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
One of us is right. I don't know.
Whatever it's going to be. It's not going to be the beautiful, nice, good old Switch screen that everyone is kind of familiar with. It's going to go back to the old screen because that one's cheaper.
Yeah.
I think that's a good possible thing. This might be unrealistic, but I'm going to say it anyway as a realistic thing. I think that people were really upset that the controller didn't have a typical D-pad.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they did that specifically so that when you were playing co-op games that it was easier to kind of map out the buttons and give it to somebody and be like, okay, it's just 4 buttons, left, right, up, down, you can do it, instead of a D-pad and having to configure all that kind of stuff. So I did see some concept art, not that it's actually a thing, but that you can take out the button thing, like a little module, and then you can replace it with a D-pad. So it's still the same Joy-Con, but like the little circular kind of module around those and be able to interchange the buttons in the D-pad. That might be unrealistic, like set it in there with magnets, but I think it would be a cool concept regardless.
That would be a solution for sure.
Or just come out with specific D-pad Joy-Cons as like a selling point, like, hey, here's your D-pad ones, but it's going to come with the 4 button ones. I think that would be cool. Or I think Xbox does something like this, but like you can customize your Switch from Nintendo and be like, okay, I want a green Joy-Con on the left and I want a purple Joy-Con on the right. I want the right one to have the buttons, but the left ones to have the D-pad. And then they send it to you.
I mean, I'm all for that.
Cool.
I can't imagine
that would be cool.
If they're gonna keep the Joy-Con like idea. I can't fathom having a D-pad on the left, at least without some kind of modularity like you're coming up with, because it just doesn't work. You can't have somebody can't be using the left Joy-Con with a D-pad as their buttons to play Smash, to play literally anything. It just isn't gonna work, right?
Yeah, I agree, which is why they didn't do that in the first place.
Yeah.
But a lot of people really like their D-pads.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm playing
playing
something 2D, I absolutely want a D-pad. But I also don't use the Joy-Cons a lot.
Right. But even some of the other controllers, like they're not knockoffs, but they're like third-party Joy-Con-esque things that actually looks like they just have the controller. They have the D-pads on them. So it is a thing that people want, and you can get them now, but it's not sanctioned by Nintendo. The other thing, more storage. I hate the stupid micro SD card. I mean, I would like to be able to obviously plug it in, and it's nice that they use that, but like the whole, I gotta plug it into the computer and then transfer everything over and then format the SD card, and oh no, it's not formatted correctly, or oh, my data's fucked up or whatever. Hate that. Stupid. Unreliable.
You have to plug it into the computer?
If you want to upgrade, so like my micro SD card was 16 gigabytes or whatever, and I ran out of that really quick. So I had to plug it into the computer, transfer it over to a 256 or whatever it was, or 128, whatever it is, and then put it back in the Switch. Or no, I have to plug the SD card into the Switch. It's got to format it first.
Yeah.
Or something stupid. And then it's just like, oh god, what if it messes up over there when it's transferring over? And then, stupid is a nightmare.
Yeah, you're right.
I hate it. It's like, what if I do something wrong? But yeah, that's pretty much what I got for that. I think the leaks seem pretty realistic.
I think
I think that...
Yeah, I was gonna say
Good.
the same thing. I think the rumors are pretty realistic, and I think that 4K is realistic in my eyes for docked. I think
Yeah,
1080p handheld is also realistic. Um, yeah, that's all I would add.
I agree. I think we nailed it.
I think backwards compatibility is realistic. Nintendo is the king of it. I bet it'll be there.
Yeah.
Um, there's like some weird stuff with other consoles in the past where it's like, yeah, this game works backwards compatible, but it's got these issues, right? And that's never been a problem for Nintendo. You pop in literally any cartridge or game or whatever, and it just works. And I could totally see that. They're obviously not going to switch to discs for this new platform. Just I like having discs on the go. It didn't work great for the PSP, and no one's tried it since. The Vita had cartridges, the 3DS had cartridges. They're definitely gonna
Yep.
stick with cartridges for that reason.
Could you imagine? I mean, the Switch is big enough, I think, to run a regular sized disc, but can you just imagine, like, people, kids nowadays, getting a CD stack of all your games like you did back in the 2000s of actual CDs to play on your portable CD player? Like, oh, yeah, this is my Breath of the Wild disc, and plug that in. Be awesome. It's like reverse. We're going back in time.
Yeah,
Be awesome. Yeah, I think if compatibility is not a thing, there's going to be riots in the street. It's going to be one of those things where you just plug that shit in and it works, hopefully. Because Nintendo always packs in the previous console's, whatever, disc capabilities. It's nice. It's like two consoles in one. It's beautiful.
yeah. I guess people are gonna be selling their Switches if that happens. If everything works on the Switch too, everybody's gonna be selling their first console, except for collectors, because we're freaks.
Not me. Hell no. Okay, what do you think the price will be?
I think it will match current gen consoles, and I'm saying $500. Maybe you'll have something that changes my mind, but that was my initial thought.
I hope it's not. I said either $300 or $400 or $350 or $400. I think that they're going to cheap on the screen and cheap on some of the other stuff for the release, the launch edition, and then kind of upgrade as they normally do throughout the years. But I think I heard or I read this, I watched a video on it, and it makes a lot of sense to me. They're going to it's going to be a very slow transition. It's not going to be a quick transition like it was from the failure of a Wii U to the Switch. They're like, forget about that one. Forget about the Wii U. It never happened. You know, it's going to be like they're going to release games on both the Switch and the Switch 2 cross-gen for several years because they've built up this huge fan base and they don't want to just isolate them now, you know? It's like they still want to keep supporting the Switch like they did for the 3DS. The 3DS was around way longer than it needed to be in the Switch's lifetime, you know? They're releasing games at the same time, and it's like you like there's too many things. But I think it makes sense because the 3DS had such a big fan base, and they weren't necessarily sure that the Switch was going to take off like it is. And I don't think that there's going to be a lot of people that upgrade day one. It's going to be very slow. It's going to be mainly for the people who care about their games being graphic or technically better or run better. Most people don't care about that, especially if you're a Nintendo fan. So I think they're going to lower the price of the OG Switch so that more people get it in their households. Charge a little bit more for this one. Hopefully not $500, please Jesus. But you know what I'm saying? It's going to be very, very slow from one to the next. They're going to keep supporting the Switch, keep it on life support for a while, while also kind of slowly phasing it out and making more people kind of go to the Switch too. By releasing really big games like Metroid, like your Zeldas, like your 3D Marios, and all those kind of things. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that totally makes sense.
I think they're going to play it safe and do something like that.
I
I don't
could
think they're going to want to cut off
the
completely.
fact that they're like the kids console, like obviously adults play Nintendo Switch, but like the they're the equivalent of the kids having an iPad, I guess, for the video game industry. And starting at $500 might be a little steep when you are that for the gaming industry. And I could see it. I could see what you're saying come to pass as well. But I guess we'll see who's right.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they don't cut off the support for Switch, because what if you just bought a Switch like this year, or even up to this holiday season? Let's be honest, unless the
Yeah.
Switch 2 comes out, and then they're like, see you later. Not that you
No.
don't have a big catalog of games to look forward to, of course, but just like, bam, out in the dust, rolling tumbleweed across the desert. Bye bye.
No.
We'll see. I don't know. I really hope to God it's not $500, though. I think $400 is good, but I'm hoping it's less.
It's asking a lot with all these rumors we just heard, with all that technology and crap.
Yeah, but I hope so. I'm holding out hope.
I'm sure that screen plays a lot into it. If it's an LCD or LED or whatever it's supposed to be, if it's not OLED, I'm sure that plays a big factor. But what is the OLED? 360, 350?
Oh, I have no idea. You're asking the wrong person.
I mean, the Switch OLED console, just like standalone. You don't know? I think it's like
I don't know. Because
350.
I think so, maybe. But I thought it was maybe because they packaged it in with a game. I don't know. But I guess I didn't do that for the Tears of the Kingdom one. I don't know. Maybe it is 350. I don't know.
I mean, the regular console is 300, so
Yeah.
OLED, I'm pretty sure
And the
it's
Switch Lite's
350.
200. Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, I mean, if they need to fix the drift on the sticks. I can't imagine they're going to release another console that has that issue with whatever this new controller is. If it's just like a Joy-Con Plus or whatever, like they
Mm-hmm.
have to have that fixed. There's lawsuits going on. People are pissed off about it. They've been pissed for 7 years. I think that needs to be addressed.
Well, it's interesting to me that Nintendo has gotten it right for basically all of their other consoles.
Mm.
I mean, besides Nintendo 64 as it wears down because it's plastic on plastic, but still, it's still fine. It's not going to drift or do anything weird. But like they've gotten it right on every console. The Wii U, the Wii, they were all fine. And then you get to the Switch and then something happens. So I think they will have fixed it, but I don't know because Nintendo be Nintendo and they don't care about lawsuits.
Very strange. All right, let's move into the launch titles. Let's talk about what do you want to see day one, Hannah?
Ooh, I have a lot of expectations. Okay, so I'm going to say a bunch of things right now, but I don't expect them to all come out like day one. You know what I'm saying? These
Fair
are like
enough.
different pathways, like the what if situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that launch titles need to sell systems. Okay, we're not going to want some, marginal Yoshi or some Kirby game to sell a system. You need big games. Mario,
Well,
Zelda, big games.
let's talk real quick. What was Switch 1 like Nintendo wise? We had Breath of the Wild. Was ARMS also out?
No, I think ARMS came later. It was 1-2 Switch that launched with it.
1, 2 Switch and
I
Zelda.
think.
Anything else Nintendo? Probably not.
No, that was it.
Okay, go ahead.
So Nintendo launches with a big game, and what are their biggest games? What are their most recognizable franchises? Mario and Zelda. And the Switch one launched with Zelda, even though that was like kind of a cross-platform thing. It was still a Switch game, essentially. It still sold the system. And the other thing is, when you're talking about launch titles, you don't want one to kind of capitalize or kind of, I don't know, silence the other one or like overshadow the other one. So you're not going to want to release a Mario and a Zelda at the same time. That seems silly
Yeah.
because customers are not going to have that much income or disposable income to buy both. They're going to buy one, and then sales aren't going to be as great. So you want to kind of stagger those big releases. So, that being said, as unrealistic as it would be, I think a brand new 3D Zelda game would be sick. Is it going to happen? No. Or a remake of Ocarina of Time. I think would be super cool. Put that thing in 3D, put it in good graphics like Breath of the Wild, and mwah, that thing's going to sell like hotcakes.
That'd be crazy.
That would be super fun. That would be awesome. Now, based on what I said about what was coming out on the Direct, I think this is realistic, but it's also kind of what I want, so it kind of fits in both. It's got to be a 3D Mario title, right? 2D Mario sells great, but it's not as heavy-hitting as 3D Mario is. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a sequel to Odyssey or a new entry entirely, but I would definitely love to return to the Cappy mechanic. Cappy was super fun. It's expanded the gameplay a lot. You could make bigger jumps. You could do different things. You could capture different creatures, change it up a lot. I loved that. And I think it's such a fun mechanic. Why wouldn't they do it again? Like, you don't have to come up with a new mechanic. You can be lazy with this one, quote unquote lazy, and just do the same thing again. But give me more abilities, more places, different hats, different costumes, all those fun things. I give Nintendo
A Mario
a pass.
Galaxy 2 of sorts.
Right, exactly. Something like that. Let's see. I also want lots and lots and lots of ports. Now, I know you hate ports, but if this system were as strong as the PS4 or stronger than the PS4 up to the PS5, we could get so many freaking third-party games day one. Games that already have a big freaking install base, so it wouldn't necessarily overshadow any of the Nintendo games coming out and vice versa. So, like, I don't play it, but your Call of Duty or like your Madden games or like anything that already has an established base and is not really going to cross paths as much with Nintendo titles. You know what I'm saying?
The latest of those series?
Yeah, why not? If they were run, yeah, of course.
I'm just trying to clarify.
I mean, I don't know many people that would buy like Madden 2022
Exactly.
or 2023. But like if you could put 2024 and I guess now 2025 on it, that would be sick. Let's see. Now, I don't think all of those are going to come out on launch titles, but it could be nice to have more than just 2 games. I think the Switch only launched with 2 games. It would be nice to have more than 2 games to choose from that were of different genres for different graphics of people,
That's if it really only launched with 2, that's insane.
I think it was 2 or 3. I swear it was very, very low. Let's see. The other thing, this I think we should talk specifically about, is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I think it is very well going to be a cross-generation game because they didn't put a timeline on it. They didn't put an exact date on it. I feel like they're being ambiguous on purpose.
Yeah.
So that it is on both. What do you think?
I think it's not a launch game though. Like, yeah, I agree with what you just said, but Metroid isn't big enough to sell a system.
I agree, but I think it will be on the Switch too. Okay, hold on, let's say this. I don't know if it's going to be the launch game, but it will be a launch game, or at least playable on day one. And they're going to push that. You know what I'm saying? Like Breath of the Wild was. Like, yeah, it's on the Wii U, but you're going to want to play it on the Switch too. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I can see it, but I do think it'll be cross-gen.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Ports of older Wii U and 3DS games I think would be really cool, specifically Kid Icarus Uprising. I don't know why that one just had to disappear and fall off the face of the earth. I know Sakurai said that it's not possible. He's not interested in working on it. I think that's stupid because I want to play it, and I think a lot of people do too. Also, Xenoblade Chronicles X, it's like one of the only games that's stuck on the Wii U, and it bothers me every day that I can't play it. You know? Hate it. I think another big one that's very possible, but also not possible, they're going to do something else stupid, is Mario Kart 9 or Nintendo Kart, which is where all the Nintendo franchise characters are in the game, like Super Smash Bros., but you race with karts. I think they could do that, or they could go the route of packaging Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, again, with all the DLC, and then doing that as, like, the definitive version for $70. I can see them doing that. I really could.
I could see the console launching with Mario Kart 9. I think that would be a system seller.
I don't think as much as a 3D Mario or 3D Zelda, but I think it would definitely sell some systems. Like, if I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, not if I do have it, and I don't think Mario Kart 9 would sell me on a system. I'm going to buy it anyway. I'm in like the minority here. But like, if I'm a child, if I'm a mother buying this for my child, I'm like, you have Mario Kart already. I don't need to buy you a $500 system to play the same game again.
It's a good argument.
So I don't think that is as possible. I do know for a freaking fact that we're definitely going to get some kind of gimmicky tech demo game like we did with Nintendo Land, 1-2 Switch, all of those kind of things where it's basically just a tech demo to show you what the console can do. but they package it as a game and they sell it to you.
I want. One of the things I wrote is I just want something to be packed in with the console. A tech demo, literally, is what I wrote because Nintendo Land was beloved by a lot of people. Wii Sports is iconic, man. Wii Sports sold the console. Like there are people that probably never bought another game after Wii Sports.
That was it.
um, I would just love to see some kind of game like something that you wouldn't spend $60 on be packed in with the console. Like PS5 has Astrobot or some Astro's Playroom, I think it's called. It's just like it. The PS5 isn't like some gimmicky console with like motion control and like all this new technology. It's just a regular old console with some cool features on the controller. Like they still made a tech demo of sorts that like is so cool. It came as a free download. I'm like 90% sure it was a free download when you bought the PS5, and I would love to see something like that with Nintendo for sure. It's definitely going to be digital, like from a collector standpoint. Not that people care, but that would definitely be a digital download.
Oh, I hope not. But probably, since everything that comes with the Switch has been digital thus far. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
if it's packaged in. The other thing, you said Nintendo Land. I love Nintendo Land. I'm one of them people who will play that again if it's just Nintendo Land 2. But it would be really cool, since that game is centered around like a theme park, like carnival kind of thing, to kind of base it off of Nintendo World's theme park from Tokyo, from Orlando,
Dude,
from California. How sick would that be?
did you come up with that or did you steal that from a YouTube video?
Me!
Dude, you're
I'm sure
so
someone else has said
creative.
it. I'm sure someone
That's
else has
super
said it,
good.
but I came up with it in my own mind.
I love
Wouldn't that be
that.
cool?
Heck
And
yeah.
then even maybe doing a tie-in with like the Super Mario movie, since they announced that they're gonna have a second one at some point and kind of build out this whole universe. I think that would be so fun.
Yeah, give us the Chris Pratt Mario game.
Yeah, make it his own carnival ride or theme park ride. That would be sick. Let's see. The other thing, I've said this for a long time, but I would love some kind of game centered around amiibo. It feels like the amiibo are such a wasted potential, and like they only work for this one game, and then they unlock characters in this, or unlock costumes in this other game, or like unlock like special chests, or like I just feel like there's more that they could do, like some kind of fun party game. I know they kind of already tried that with Amiibo Festival, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. That game sucked, but like really build it out as like a fun party game where you can literally take your amiibo, put it into the game, and then that's the character you play as. Super neato.
Yeah, you're
That would
right. There's a
mean
lot of wasted potential there. Go ahead.
that they would have to start reprinting all of the amiibo, which is not going to hurt my feelings because there's some
Nope.
that I missed. And they've already kind of started doing reprints very slowly over the years. So I feel like this would make more of an excuse for them to do like one giant launch or like month by month be like, hey, these ones are coming out or whatever. Not going to hurt my feelings. That would be awesome. But I just feel like there's so much more that they could do. And it's always made me sad that they've never done it.
So you think that the Switch 2 will have an NFC reader?
Yes. Definitely. Because one, if they are backwards compatible with Switch games, a lot of those games have it. Like I said, with the extra
Oh,
character unlocks and the costume unlocks. So they need it for those. But then also, why wouldn't they? Like, I'm sure it's not that expensive to put it in there. And they're all about peripherals and all these fun things that you can do. So yes, I think yes, it will.
well, these old controllers are going to be working with the console, whom they already have NFC readers. They could just expect you to have a Pro controller or a Joy-Con.
That's true. That's a good point.
Or it could just be built into the console itself. Who knows?
Also true. All good things. All good things point to yes, there's an amiibo game. um, the other thing I have is a strong, big third-party game. I know we already talked about a little bit of the ports, but like, since Nintendo has such a good relationship with Xbox, and Xbox is like trying to get their stuff on all these platforms, wouldn't it be cool to get like a Halo or like a Forza Horizon or like one of those big Xbox games on the Switch launch as a launch title?
Yeah, I have a few thoughts about that for a later topic in this episode. That would be pretty sick. That would be really cool.
Okay, the last ones I have are a revival of an older series that people have been asking forever for, like a Star Fox, an F-Zero. Even a Chibi Robo would be cool, or Kid Icarus. since I haven't touched that one in a while. The other one, the last one I have, is something like a 3D Mario Maker. I know we have a 2D Mario Maker, 1 and 2, that they came out with. So maybe a 3D Mario where you can make your own platforms and fun things in 3D, or a 2D Zelda Dungeon Maker. That would be sick.
Absolutely.
I don't know if those are necessarily system sellers, but they don't hurt, to have that as well, because it's a different demographic of people.
I think I don't know. Let me just get my unrealistic things out there. I wrote a lot of the same ones down.
Nice.
Metroid Prime 4 or okay, let me preface it by saying the same thing you did. Not expecting all of these or even 2 of these to be launch titles.
Right.
Metroid Prime 4, even though I said it's unrealistic. Pokemon Legends Z or ZA, I could see that being December. Whenever, let's say the console launches in March or summertime or whatever, I could see this being a game at the end of 2025. It just seems like a holiday release date type of game.
Yep.
New Donkey Kong, 2D, 3D, I don't give a dang. Give us a Donkey Kong. Star Fox, you mentioned it, that'd be sick. Not a system seller, for sure.
No.
New Smash Bros. There's nothing. Ultimate is the perfect game as far as I'm concerned, but it is always exciting to have a new Smash game. I could see it getting the port treatment with all the DLC, and I mean it's already beautiful. I don't know how much better it could look or play, but
Yeah.
I could see it being ported. A new 99 game. That would be a good thing to have at launch. Just something free like Tetris 99, even a sequel to Tetris 99. I'd be happy with
Yeah.
something like that.
That would be fun.
Mario Strikers, but better this time. Probably not a launch title, but it's definitely something I want to see. That game had enough potential that I could see it getting ported and like doing better because they need to fix the online. That game had potential. I was one of the
Yeah.
only people who bought that game.
No, I heard a lot of people like that one, but mostly local, not online, unfortunately.
Yeah. Punch Out would be cool. I
Oh.
think we got ARMS last time. You said it wasn't a launch title, but like, I don't know why they didn't make ARMS a Punch Out game, honestly. But who knows? We haven't had Punch Out since the Wii. It's like 2009, 15 years now. Punch Out would be
Whoa.
cool. Splatoon 4.
Mm.
Do you see Splatoon being a system seller? I don't.
No. No, I don't.
I think that a lot of people play it. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it would be a system seller. I'm honestly I'm gonna go with no, but I would love Splatoon 4. I skipped 3. Obviously, really enjoyed 1 and 2. But 3 was literally copy and paste again. If they make Splatoon 4 and fix the freaking multiplayer, and it's less copy and pasty, I'm buying Splatoon 4. It's not an if, I guess it's more of a when. It's probably not going to be at launch.
Right.
And I actually wrote I want less ports this time around.
No. More ports. All of the ports.
So
Give me the
you're
ports.
talking about third party stuff, and that's cool. Um, I'm talking more like how the Wii U got every game ported, and that's not likely to happen. At least I didn't think so when I was taking these notes. But now that we're talking about like Breath of the Wild remaster, whatever coming, I could see more ports coming. But at least it won't be like the Wii U where it was like, and now adding funky mode to Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Like,
Right.
I don't know. The ports were the reason I didn't buy a Switch for the first 7 months or whatever, however long it was. Like I didn't really have a reason to buy the Switch until Odyssey came out. I ended up getting a console just before that, and I think it was like 6 months or something. I don't know where I was going with that. Just I need less ports personally, or because when I say I want less ports, it sounds like I'm demeaning the people who didn't play the games the first time around, which is definitely how I was when I started this podcast. But I've grown. But I just, if you're gonna have ports, I need more new games. And early Switch was like, how many games did we actually have that I wanted to play personally? It was nothing until Mario Odyssey, and then it wasn't anything for a long time after that. Um, but that's because I had a Wii U. Most people didn't have a Wii U. There was a ton of stuff to play if you didn't have a Wii U in that first year.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I would love to see a game packed in with the console, which we already talked about.
Yeah, I think those are fairly realistic.
I don't
Not
think
all at the
so.
same time, of course. No, I think so. Not all at the same time, of course. But yeah, I think that they don't have to worry about necessarily having to port all of these games from a failed console because nobody got to play them because the console sucked and didn't sell well. Because the Switch did sell well. Now I think we will see upgrades of all of those or repackaged with the DLC, but I don't
Yeah,
think it will be every single game.
for sure.
And if it is, I hope it's more supplemental versus like, oh, the big game this month is it's Tears of the Kingdom, but it's upgraded and it looks better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
you're
hope
right.
it's not that way. Really hope it's not that way.
Realistically, I think we could see 3D Mario. You mentioned it. I think that's a pretty realistic one. What do you think?
I think it has to be. What else is going to sell that system? If it's not a 3D Zelda, it's got to be 3D Mario. I mean, it has to be.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom's too recent, and we're getting a
Mm-hmm.
2D Zelda already, and it's not going to be Metroid.
Nope. And it's been 7 years since we've had a new main. I think it's been 7 years. Yeah, 7 years, 2017, since Odyssey came out.
Dang. Yeah.
So we are definitely due for a 3D Mario, and it had. I mean, it really. I don't think it could be anything else. I'm willing to bet everything, everything I own, on the fact that it's going to be a 3D Mario game.
I'm cool with an Odyssey 2. Galaxy and Galaxy 2. Like, if the game is great, it's okay to have a sequel. We could have a sequel of probably every Mario game, and it would be fine. Like, those aren't one and done games. You don't have to. It's awesome when you give us a brand new gimmick in every Mario game, but you don't have to. We're all
No,
right.
yeah, we're good. This one was great. Give me a hub world this time, maybe, and let me jump into paintings, or let me do whatever. But
Yeah.
it's good. We love I love Cappy. He was awesome, cute, super fun.
Everybody loved Cappy.
Let's do it round two.
Anything else you want to mention?
Oh yeah. So for realistically, I Nintendo was pretty good about introducing new IPs. Not all of them take off like ARMS, but Splatoon took off, ran with it. I don't know if it'll specifically be a big one like Splatoon or if it'll be like a smaller one like Ring Fit Adventure, which sold pretty well.
Yeah.
I think it's a safe bet to predict that they will at least come out with a new IP the first year, but I'm not sure if it'll be a launch title. But I thought it was worth mentioning anyway. Definitely going to launch with a new tech demo of some sort. I think it's definitely realistic. I think it's possible that they maybe do a Yoshi game. I know Yoshi doesn't sell as well. It's not as big, but it's a nice supplemental title to a big game. But I don't know, like I said, if they want to overshadow it. I don't know. Let's see. You already mentioned a Mario Sports title. I think baseball is one of the only ones that we haven't done. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, there's been two.
On the Switch?
No, none on Switch.
Oh yeah. That one we're due for that one. I think that's the only sports title we did not do on the Switch, but I could be wrong. But I think we're due for that one. Mario Kart, I think could be DLC. You already mentioned, or Super Smash Bros. You already mentioned with the DLC. I think that would be cool. The other one that I'm not sure about, you already mentioned it earlier, is Pokemon Legends Z through A. Now, it's coming some point in 2025. They didn't say. I don't know if they left that ambiguous because they're still developing it or because they didn't want to say, oh, it's going to be on the Switch too. But they already said it's going to be on the Switch. So, like, is that also going to be a cross-platform one? Or cross-generation one? Or could that be the launch title? I don't know. Because Pokemon sells, but I don't know if Nintendo wants to bank it on a Game Freak and Nintendo collaboration versus just a Nintendo game. I don't know.
Even though Scarlet and Violet did, I want to say, record-breaking Pokemon numbers, Like it was like 10 it was like 10 million units in 3 days or something stupid crazy like that.
Jeez.
Even though it was insane, I think so many people just have such a sour taste in their mouth from the
Mm-hmm.
freaking performance of that game. Not
Yeah.
me, but everyone else just was so pissed off about that crap. I could see that not being a system seller from the get go, even
Yeah.
though it's Pokemon, even though everyone and their mother loves Pokemon. Um, I could see that being something that comes 6 to 12 months after launch.
Yeah.
I don't think that Pokemon is in the spot right now to be that system seller just because of Scarlet Violet.
I agree. It could sell systems, but I don't know if they're quite there yet. Especially because in like the last 2 or 3 years, it's just been like, bam, Pokemon, 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 remaster, redo, blah 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 blah, like in your face.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Scarlet and Violet was so, like they could have released it this year and we would have been fine. Like we just had Legends Arceus, and then the Pearl and Diamond remake. It's just like it was just so much in such a short amount of time. Like people are tired of Pokemon right now.
Yeah, they really kept us fed.
But we didn't need it. They overfed. They overfed with like just carbs. It was only carbs, no protein. It's crazy. But yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. I think it really has to be 3D Mario. I don't see it being anything else.
That's all I got.
Okay, the last thing I want to mention is I think that GameCube will be on NSO. I think it's stupid for them to stop at Nintendo 64. The only thing I think that's stopping them is that people are still buying $60 remasters of GameCube games. And don't get me wrong, they look great. But like if they could just release them on NSO, that would be so much better.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan is. Nobody knows what the plan is at Nintendo, but it could just be that they're waiting for something like that, like a big NSO GameCube launch on the new console, you know? That could be a selling point for a lot of people.
Especially with that third button. Could be that semi trigger thingy. I don't even know, what do you call that? The
I know what you're
semi.
talking about. It's on the other consoles already. It's
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but
could
um
be.
let's talk about the future of Nintendo and
Yes.
what's coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. You wrote the questions. You can lead us through it.
All right. So the first question was, do you think there are going to be iterations like there are this generation with coming out with the original launch version, then the OLED, and then OS are going to be a Switch Lite? Do you think they will continue that trend, or you think we'll get one console and that's it throughout the whole life?
I think we'll get iterations to
Yeah,
keep it short and sweet.
I agree. And then, do you
Well, hang
think?
on. To add on to that,
Yeah.
do you think that we will get a digital edition of the Switch?
Oh no! Why would you even say that? Oh, that thought had not even crossed my mind.
You don't want it to be a real thing. I know you, but I can see it.
No. Okay, well, I think Nintendo has said that they would like to continue to support physical media for this foreseeable future. I don't remember who said it, but someone from Nintendo said it, and that gave me hope that they still want to do this physical stuff. But I don't know why you said that. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. What is wrong with you?
It's a cost saving measure, that's for sure. The console could be
No.
$50 cheaper without a cartridge slot. I could see it.
No. Ugh.
You could
I
support physical
maybe
media and still have a digital edition.
maybe further down the line, maybe like not this next generation, but like the following one, in like 20 years, then maybe yeah, sure.
I think it's funny that that didn't even cross your mind.
No, it never crossed my mind. Ugh, why would you say that? Now I'm in a bad mood. No. Okay.
What's
What do you
next?
think? You think they will?
I could see it at launch. I could totally see a physical and digital Switch at launch.
Damn. No. I resent that. No. Oh, why did you say that?
I'll be buying the physical edition.
Oh, me too. I mean, I come on now. I got empty shelf space now. Gotta buy more games. Do you think? Oh, here's another question, just to piggyback on that. Do you think we'll see smaller cases?
Smaller cases for the games?
Yeah, like 3DS style cases, or even
Oh,
smaller. They don't need to
Lord.
be that big.
I mean, it's. What's an interesting question? I feel like they're already too small, and I would hate to see them get smaller. But
Well, Vitas are already smaller.
I don't know anyone that likes Vita cases. I don't like those.
Okay, all right.
um, like when you walk, if like from a marketing standpoint, if you walk into a game store and you see PS5, Xbox, and Switch 2 on the shelf, and you see that one is like half the size, height wise, I guess, like that's gotta be like psychologically, that's gotta be a negative thing to the consumer. Like without even thinking about it, that's probably like, oh yeah, that console is weaker or that console is less cool because the case itself is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that. It's also smaller on shelves, so it's like, well, you could either take it the other way. You can fit so many more on the shelves. It takes up 2/3 of what an Xbox and a PS5, so you can put more physical games on the shelf per space. You know what I'm saying? Per aisle.
I think the fact that it is such a successor, like, and we have no data to back this up, but it's because we are talking about it as a Switch 2 of sorts, a sequel. I feel like they will want to keep the exact same case size for
Could
that
be,
reason.
definitely could be, especially because they already have the manufacturing plants and blah 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 blah. So it's
True.
going to be cheaper than coming up with another case size. But people also, like you said, are going more digital, so maybe they don't want things that take up a lot of space, and they look at that and say, "Oh, that's not going to look horrendous. That's not going to take that much space on my shelf. Just buy that." You know what I'm saying? Could go
Yeah,
either way.
I like the brainstorming.
Yes, we never know. It's like, it's 50-50 in my mind. All right. Let's see. The other question I asked is, will we ever have dedicated consoles and handhelds separately again? Will the hybrid console split off back into home console and handheld, or will it always be intermingled?
The only thing I can think of with this is that we keep hearing rumors of a PS Vita 2 and an Xbox handheld coming. So I think it's possible. But if I hadn't heard
Mm-hmm.
those rumors, I would have said no. Right? Like, will there be a PlayStation Vita 2 or so, like whatever? Will there be a handheld for the other two platforms? Apparently, it makes sense with Xbox because they have the whole cloud gaming nonsense going on, and I guess PlayStation's probably headed there too. Um, but like, what you're asking is like, is there going to be two distinct, like 3DS and Switch? Is there going to be exclusive games for one console or the other? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I don't see that anymore. I think that I think what we have now is peak. Like it's about as good as it gets. It's hard to envision it any other way now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, Nintendo kind of split off a little bit when they made the Switch Lite, which is only handheld, but they never went the other way. Like, they never went just specific home console, no hybrid. So, I don't know. I agree that it's peak right now. I don't want to have to buy two ever again. I mean, if I had to pick one, I'd definitely pick the home console only, because that I prefer that anyway. But I'm not going to say that the 1 out of 10 times that I used my Switch on the go, I didn't enjoy the shit out of it, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't want to have to buy two ever again. But I think if they went the home console way, I swear to God, if they call it the Switch Home, such a horrible name. Switch Lite and then the Switch Home. Horrible name, but I feel like that's something Nintendo would do. I feel like there's still a market for that, though. Like, not everyone wants to take their stuff on the go, and they would rather pay the extra money for a better console, a higher, upgraded console, blah, 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 if it just stays at home. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I guess I misunderstood the question, but I mean, I might be that market that doesn't need to take it on the go and wants to save $50 or $100 I don't know. I might be that Switch home guy.
Hmm. If you would have asked me before the Switch came out if I'd rather play games at home or on the go, 10 out of 10 times, I swear I would have told you at home because I like playing it on a big screen and coming home and relaxing.
Yeah.
I never used my 3DS, but now that the Switch is hybrid, I can take it to a friend's house. While I'm not necessarily playing it out on the go, I do like the portability aspect of it. I can just pick it up and take it home or take it to a friend's house. Versus like a PS5, that shit's heavy. I'm not carrying that nowhere. you know? So it's good for those kind of things. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've used it. I've used it for sure.
I don't know. I don't know if the Switch 2 will be like a Switch 2 Lite, if they'll just do the specific handheld again, because I don't know. I know it sold a lot of copies or a lot of units, but I don't know if that's just because people wanted the special editions and then they literally never played it, just sits on the shelf, or it's actually people who just wanted to play it on the go. And you're not going to
Yeah.
know those details. So,
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure where Nintendo's market is. I don't know, it's hard to say. All right. Next one, do you have any fun ideas for future peripherals that they might do? Things similar to Mario Kart Live and Labo.
I just mentioned in my notes VR. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
somebody at Nintendo has got to be working on just like a really good VR headset. And
Yeah.
we've mentioned this in the past, but like I've never been big into VR. We had a whole VR episode. I've never been big into VR, but like I'll buy the Nintendo VR. If there's going to be exclusive Nintendo first party stuff, I'm going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get into it. Um I feel like VR is just not catching on. Somebody's gonna do it right. Some exclusive games are gonna come out that people,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's the problem. There's just been no system sellers that like someone, you have to buy a VR. You have to play this game. You have to get the Breath of the Wild successor on this console. Like that doesn't exist for VR. It seems like, and uh, I could see Nintendo working on VR. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, specifically in Nintendo's case, I don't think they're brave enough to kind of put their one of their biggest franchises exclusively on a VR headset, especially where VR is. So I feel like no
Yeah.
company's like brave enough to do that yet. But yeah, I think VR in just terms of society is kind of where we're going or like augmented reality, having things where you can just look through something and then still interact with the real world. I think that's where we're going.
Yeah.
I just don't think we're there yet. They were so close with the Labo VR, and like you could put the Switch in, and they're in such a good position to just put the tablet in front of your face, right? It's already there, and just kind of have it split as you would, and then they already have two controllers that you can split and put in your hands. Like they are in such good position versus all the other ones who have to make like their own headset and like their own stuff. So I just think if they explored that, that would be really cool. But again, it's really expensive. I don't think it's as profitable as these companies were expecting it to be. So I don't know if they will do that. But
I don't know if I would praise Labo VR like that myself, but I mean, it's a cardboard box on your face and you put the tablet in there.
right, I'm not saying that they make a cardboard again. I'm just saying that they are set up in such a way that other systems are not. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? yeah. I mean, didn't try it, but I imagine it was pretty freaking cool.
I am
At least
also
as a
knocking it
gimmicky thing.
before I tried it.
Okay, my idea is we have seen that Nintendo is interested in making gaming less digital, like I said, and more physical. Out in the real world, they like peripherals, they like having physical things, like the Ring Fit, like the Labo, where you interact with it and then it kind of comes to life on your Switch. So, what about like an attachment to the dock, or I guess even the Switch itself, I guess, given the example I'm going to give you, which allows you to project images onto the environment around you. So it could be an attachment that is sold separately or whatever, or comes like with a game, like a packaged in game like Ring Fit or like Labo. And then hopefully at some point we'll have other kind of compatibilities with other Nintendo titles or even third party titles. But I could see them making like a shooting game or like a target practice game. Like even when I was young, and I had like this like little tiny portable thing that had lights and projectors all the way around it, and it would project deer, like actual like living deer, onto the walls, and you'd have to use your light gun and shoot it. And Nintendo has such a rich history in light gun games that I feel like they could do something really cool with that, and have something come out of the Switch, project onto the walls, and then you'd be able to interact with it. So the example that I'm going to give is, wouldn't it be really, really cool if you were playing like a Luigi's Mansion game and there's a projector, you were
Ooh.
holding the Switch and you were walking around your room, right? And the
Ooh.
Switch can tell kind of how close you are to things, and if you're close to a wall and if you're close to something flat, and it projects something on there. So just imagine you're playing Luigi's Mansion, right? There's a light and a projector coming out of the Switch, the bottom of the Switch, and you're holding it in your hand in front of your face. And it starts to vibrate. Like, oh, there's a ghost over here. And then it'll make you, like, if it wants you to turn right, it vibrates the right Joy-Con, and then you turn right. Or if it wants you to go left, it vibrates that way. Basically, like hot or cold, basically where you want to go. Like, it vibrates more, you're going the right direction, versus if it vibrates less. Something like that. And then once you get to a wall, it senses that there's a wall. It'll project like a ghost onto the screen, like a Luigi's Mansion ghost or whatever. And you have to, like, shake your console around or, like, do something interactive with the wall and also see it on your Switch at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
basically AR, but, like, more interactive with, like, the Joy-Cons. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be pretty sweet. I mean, yeah. Who's not buying that? That sounds pretty amazing.
I mean, even as, like, a gimmicky thing, but still, I think that would be really, really fun to be able to see it on your Switch, but also in real life at the same time.
I
That'd
can't
be neato.
I can't even count that out as a possibility because I never would have thought that you would have been playing Mario Kart Live. You never could have told me that that was like a thing that was coming out. That is such a crazy thing.
That is a cool thing, and then it is, like, not sold anywhere anymore. Like, anyone who has that, you have, like, a very rare item, because it's not sold anymore. Like, they had, like, one print of it, and that was it.
Yeah, I believe it.
But that the whole idea of that is so cool, and the technology that they use. Nintendo was so interested in coming up with this new technology for, like, one specific game, and then that's it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I'm all for the gimmicky stuff. I say it a lot. I love the gimmicky stuff that Nintendo does, and I would be down for this incredible augmented reality thing you just created.
Thank you. But yeah, I think that would be super fun. Will it happen? No. But there's an idea. You know what, Nintendo? You can have my idea. You can have it. I came up with it, but you may certainly steal it.
Any
Yeah,
others?
that was all. No, that was all that I got. That was all my creative juices in that one.
That was a lot. A lot of juices in that one.
All right, we already talked about this, but physical media, is it going away? How long will it be here? When do we have to say the final bon voyage to the good old cartridges?
I think we're safe on this console. I
Yes.
can't speak for the next console.
Yeah, I think that's probably a safe bet. I mean, the Switch's life was, what has it been? 7 years now? No, yeah, 7 years now.
Yeah.
Almost going to be 8. So another 8 years of physical media doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing really to talk about that we haven't talked about before.
Nope. And then, do you think the games for the Switch 2 will maintain the $60 price point, or will they follow suit with the PS5 and do $70 games?
I'm going $70. I think that $10 is not going to get in the way of. Wasn't Tears of the Kingdom $70?
It was $70. It's the only
Yeah.
base game on the Switch, Nintendo game on the Switch, to be $70.
They
At
were
launch.
genius for that. They could have charged 70 for Animal Crossing in 2020 and they would have made so much more money.
I'm glad they
Um,
didn't.
Yeah, I think it's $70, and Tears of the Kingdom is proof of that, and also everybody else is at 70, and also no one's missing out on 3D Mario, 3D Zelda, anything just for 10 measly dollars. No one's doing it.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, I think it will be $70, and then hopefully, if that means if it's $70, that means it's only gonna be $10 for that upcharge. You know, you already paid $60 on the Switch, so just give us $10 more for the Switch too. I feel like that's totally fair. I would do that
Yeah.
instead of having to buy it again. Okay, let's see. We talked about this a little bit, but will Nintendo Switch Online continue, and will they add more consoles?
I don't see the eShop coming back. Like, I'm sorry, I don't see the Wii Shop channel style of shop coming back.
Hmm.
Um, this is working for them. The drip feed nonsense and like, I guess you can still go on and buy like old games, the arcade archives nonsense that they have on there. Those are cool, but it's usually like Neo Geo, right? It's not NES, SNES. None of that is just available for purchase.
Hmm.
This is working great for them. Every company wants that monthly subscription, however they can get it, and that's how they're getting it from us, along with the online, of course. But long story short, yeah, we're definitely going to have more NSO. They're definitely going to keep adding consoles, although they're running out because they're not going to go to Wii, right? Like
They could.
GameCube, I don't know about that. Maybe
They totally could. I mean, they have a. I mean, they got two controllers. If you need the controller, the nut or the Wii remote
nunchuck.
in one
Yeah,
hand and the nunchuck in the other, they got it. They have the infrastructure there. You just got to map the buttons.
it is cool.
Um, that would be cool. And then I was gonna say something. Oh, tell me if this is a stupid idea. I just kind of thought of it, but I think the reason a lot of the time that there's not a lot of third-party Nintendo Switch Online games is because they don't want to license it out or they don't want to pay for it or blah blah blah. But what if those companies who had previously made those games, charge $3, $4, $5 or whatever on the Nintendo eShop or whatever their storefront would be, and then you could pay $3, a one-time $3, $4, $5 fee, and then it would just show up on NSO. So it's all in one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if those
I could see
companies
it.
whatever didn't want to pay Nintendo to do it, or Nintendo wouldn't give them a cut of the monthly subscription that they have, could you just buy it from the eShop and then permanently have it?
I could see it.
But like it would still show up on NSO, so I would only have to go to the Nintendo 64 app and then it would just show up there.
But then you would have to have the NSO subscription to access it.
No, because you bought it, so you should still be able to maintain it.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, I didn't know if that was a stupid idea or not. But if for whatever reason you still have to pay for NSO to get it, that's BS. I don't want that. But I'm just saying it to be available in that space.
I feel like we do get a lot of third party stuff though.
Yeah, we do, but I mean, there's like what 20 Nintendo or N64 games on there, and there's a library of what 300 or whatever.
Well, the N64 is a bad example. What third party N64 games do you want to play that aren't Rareware?
Um, Sculptor's Cut of the Abominable Snowman or whatever it is, or Glover, or Chameleon, the Chameleon Kid Chameleon one,
That's
or
not it.
or the Brew or what is it? Blues Brothers,
I just
or
want the listeners to know that Kid Chameleon, she just mentioned, she's talking about Gex, I think.
no, I
Kid
remember
Chameleon
Gex.
is on
Yeah, there's
Genesis.
there's a Chameleon game though on Nintendo 64, I
Oh, is
think.
it Chameleon Twist?
Oh, that could be it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Chameleon
Okay.
Twist. Castlevania. Come on, I could name these all day.
All right.
But yeah, I think that'd be a cool concept. Okay, next question. Online play, will it get better?
It needs to. I wrote that, like, I already talked about Mario Strikers. Serious potential there. Screwed it up with the crappy online support. I might buy a $10 upgrade for that because I really like that game. If they fix the online, I might be down for some kind of port upgrade nonsense with that. I imagine the dock's gonna have Ethernet, so that's already a dub for online. But it didn't help with the OLED a whole lot. OLED has
Yeah.
Ethernet. Um, if they, okay, will it get better? I think the answer has to be yes because all these third-party companies are like COD is talking about coming to Nintendo. Nobody plays the single player on Call of Duty. That's a thing of the past. And
Right.
like if you're playing Madden, if you're playing Call of Duty, whatever these AAA titles are, you are expecting to have really good online support, and so they have to get that right if they want the third party support.
Yep, I agree. And they can't be using this old like server technology forever. Like people are going to start phasing that out, you know.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that Splatoon plays perfect. You know,
Yeah.
whatever the heck they did with that series, even on Wii U, that series plays perfect. Um, I don't know why. I don't know the science behind it, but some of the games like Mario Strikers are suffering. It's not cool.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely has to get better. I hope it gets better. I feel like there's a standard that you need to meet, and they haven't met it, and people are angry about it. And if they don't, if they keep slacking behind, especially if you're going to spend $500 or whatever on the next console, you think it would work right. All right, cloud gaming. Where we sit with that?
Well, you mentioned Xbox and having a Halo game at launch. I think with all the rumors of Xbox like leaving the hardware space completely, and with the increase of portable PCs on the market, I could totally see Game Pass coming to the new console, the new Switch. I think that is already in the works behind the scenes with all the rumors and crap. Um, I think Game Pass is gonna be on everything. I think everyone, like talking way down in the future, I think everyone's gonna have some kind of subscription model like that. But like for the foreseeable future, I could see the day in the next couple of years where Game Pass is on Switch, cloud gaming is on Switch, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think the what is it called? Game Pass. I think they made that deal like 5 years ago, and they've just been slowly working on it for the next
Mm,
system. I mean, that's been a rumor for so long.
yeah.
And especially with Xbox being like, yeah, we want you to play your Xbox games on everything, even your fridge. It's like, that's their motivation. I think that'd be cool. As far as like, I don't know, we only have what, two or three cloud game, or maybe four. I know Kingdom Hearts is a weird cloud game, I think. I think that was some wackadoodle-doo thing that they did. Guardians of the Galaxy, hit one of the Hitmans, and there might have been one more, but we don't have that many on the Switch. But as far as I know, they ran fine, so it's not like they can't do it. They
So
can.
those things you just mentioned, are you saying they have to be online all the time to play them?
I think so. I could be wrong. I don't know that much about cloud gaming, but I think yes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the way cloud gaming works is that you need to have an internet connection the entire time, and you're basically streaming it like you're on Netflix. You're streaming the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
That's
I think that
interesting. I
was
don't know
a,
if that's
a
on
lot of the
Switch at all
companies'
yet.
workaround. I'm pretty sure it is, but yeah. Next thing, Nintendo Switch app, garbage. Get that out of here. Nobody wants that.
I
Absolutely
love
not.
I love roasting the Switch app. It's one of my favorite hobbies.
Nothing, nothing even uses it anymore, does it? Didn't they just discontinue Splatoon 2 usage
I don't know.
like fairly recently? That sucks. Get rid of that.
You need a party system on the console, or at the very least, Xbox and PlayStation are on Discord now. At least
Mm.
integrated with Discord. If you're not going to make your own party system, just Discord it up.
The only thing I think would be cool is to have a Nintendo app that you can look at like your achievements or your trophies or whatever the heck and like your statistics. Or like I don't know, easily invite friends or something.
Yes.
Like do some sort of thing like that. Don't make me voice chat through that. It was awful.
The PlayStation app is like the gold standard. Like, I can go on there and I can buy a game for my PS4, PS5, whatever. I can literally shop on the store.
Yeah.
Um, like, I don't have to be near the console. I love that app so much. Xbox has not copied it. Nintendo is so far from it. You can enter a party on the PlayStation app. It's perfect. That's what they need.
Yeah. I agree. I want something like that. If you're going to have a phone app, do it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the future is looking bright for Nintendo. They got a lot of things going for them, but really a lot of things they could fuck up too. I mean, let's be honest.
I could see them screwing up the internet again. I mean, they don't have a track record of doing it right, so um, we've been suffering since '06 with the Wii, It was a joke back then, and it is a joke now, but hopefully they fix it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Give me a good launch title like Mario something, 3D Mario, and I'm in.
I'm in regardless. You could sell me the Zelda CDI games and I would be in. I'm in.
It wasn't just the exclusives I'm sorry, it wasn't just the lack of like games I wanted to play in 2017 that kept me from buying a Switch. I was also a full-on collector at that point, and I was like,
Mm.
I'm going to buy a special edition. They have to release one. And they wouldn't release a special edition for years.
Yeah.
Um I might be exaggerating with years, but I waited 6 months and I got this stupid Splatoon 2 one, and it came with different colored Joy-Cons. That was like a big deal at that moment in time. And Odyssey didn't get a special edition console. I don't even remember what the first one was. It was like Japan got a Monster Hunter one. I think that might have been the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But it took a long time for us to get like a themed dock, or like it ended up just being, it might have been the Smash in 2018.
I was just gonna say that the Super Smash Bros. With just like the slash on the Joy Cons.
Well, the dock was beautiful. It had every character on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that was I don't know why we just did not get a lot of special editions this go around.
I don't know. It is strange. And then I thought there would be more options for Joy Cons. While there are a bunch now, it felt like something that they could have done right out of the gate, and I don't know why they didn't. And
They
like
could,
giving us character ones, like a
yeah.
Mario one with the M on it, a green one, Luigi. It's just like there was so much potential there, and they just squandered it. Gone. Poof.
They let Fortnite put the freaking banana dude on that controller. Like there should have been more themed controllers, absolutely.
Yes, definitely. It's mind-boggling why they didn't. So hopefully they'll do that for the Switch too. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. All right. That's it for the Switch 2. Good stuff.
That was a long
Right?
one. 2 hours. Yeah.
That was good though. Good conversation. I had fun laughing about some of the things that weren't on the Switch but were on the Wii U. Things I hadn't realized.
Or the Wii. Netflix. Come on. Netflix had a disc. It had a disc for the Wii. It was there. It was present.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So you stream stuff on your Switch? You do, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I don't. I don't use any of my consoles for that just because I have a smart TV. But
See,
that,
when I got my Wii U, I didn't have a smart TV either, so I used my Wii U to
yeah.
stream my things.
The Wii U, no one used this feature, but you could make it connect to your television and like change the volume, change the channel.
Me.
I love
Me.
that crap. I did that.
That was me.
I streamed back then. I didn't have a smart TV back in those days.
That's what I did. I loved that thing. It blew my mind that you could turn off the TV and turn the volume on with that thing. I was like, how does that work?
I freaking love the Wii U, man.
May mine
let's
rest
talk.
in peace.
Yeah, real. Let's talk gaming news that hasn't been covered already. Did you write any
Yep.
down?
The only stuff that I wrote down is Nintendo Switch Online gets a bunch of Mega Man games. Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge, Mega Man 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I wrote that down as well.
all I
That was
got.
my first bullet point. But those games, like 4 and 5 specifically, incredibly expensive. So very cool to see those. I don't know how good they are or how bad they are. They might be great games. Ukulele getting a remake that they're calling Yuka Replayly.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, no.
You didn't see that?
No.
That
Is
game...
Is that the 2D one or the 3D one?
No, it's the original one from 2017, the 3D one.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, 7-year-old game getting a remake. Pretty nuts, I suppose. That's that. There's new Xbox hardware that got announced.
Oh.
So there is a new... So the Series S, since you have no idea what these naming conventions are, there's
No.
the Series S as in Superman and X as in xylophone. Or
Okay.
Xbox. Xbox also starts with X.
Right?
um, so typically, like in the past, we've had the Series X, which is the physical console that has physical media, and like it performs better, and um, it's got the bigger storage. Yeah, the Series S is only digital and is like $350 instead of 500. Now
Oh.
they're making a Series X, the physical one, but they're making it all digital. So you're getting all the performance with none of the physical media. I think
Hmm.
that's $500. Kind of bizarre. Um, then they're also making just a regular old Series S with 1 terabyte storage, so double the storage. And then if you're really cool, they are making a limited special edition of the Series X physical console with a massive 2 terabyte storage, but it is going to be incredibly limited, and it looks really nice. They got a nice little spacey design on it, but it is probably going to sell out pretty quick, I imagine. But it does seem like it's going to be very limited. But also at their showcase, they announced Doom: The Dark Ages, which is the third Doom game. I love that
Mm.
series so freaking much. They announced, or they showed off Perfect Dark, which I guess is the third game in the series. I didn't even watch the trailer for that, but that's coming eventually. Indiana Jones game shown off. That's going to be
Mm.
exciting. There's a new Gears of War, and that's all I wrote for the Xbox showcase. Balattro's getting a physical edition.
What the hell is that?
Oh, dude, this is like this freaking Switch exclusive that people have been talking about nonstop.
Oh.
It's like some
Out of the
indie
loop.
game that's like kind of poker adjacent. I don't know. It's huge apparently. It's like $30.
Hmm. Never heard of it.
Mind blowing, Hannah.
Sorry.
Visions of Mana, probably the most important thing on this list here. Got a
Mm.
release date finally. It's August 29th.
Ooh, so not that far away.
Very close. They said it was summer like a year ago or something, and I've been waiting for the release date. I thought it was gonna get delayed.
Well, it's not coming to the Switch, but it might come to the Switch too.
I bet it will.
Woo. Yes.
So that's a day one pickup for me. There's a collector's edition straight from the Square Enix store that is $200. Um,
What?
it's a no for me. It's one of those quote unquote collector's editions that's
Mm-hmm.
like, we're gonna give you a box of goodies, and we're also gonna send you the game in the same package. But like the game's not in the collector's edition box.
No.
I hate that crap.
No.
But even if it were like a real legitimate collector's edition, I'm not gonna drop $200 on it.
Mm.
Um, not a big. I guess I'm not as big of a Mana fan as I say I am.
Wait, does the $200 include the game?
Yeah, it
Even
does.
if it's not packed? Okay, okay, okay.
Um, what have you been buying?
Storage bins to move all my stuff. That's it. Literally nothing.
Did I say I got everybody 1-2 Switch last episode?
No,
Yeah, I
you
think
did
I did
not.
say that. It's
Oh,
$10 at Best Buy.
oh yeah. I also bought mine for $10
Good. That's
at
probably still
GameStop,
overpaying.
and I haven't opened it.
Um, this month your boy has gotten 15 games closer to the GameCube set.
Whoa,
I'm not gonna list them out, but I have less than 70 to go. We're getting
wow,
there.
man, slowly but surely. You think by the end of this year or the end of next year?
Not this year.
Okay,
Not this year.
that would be like
Um,
over 10 a month.
I haven't told anyone this, but my other big pickup of the month is the second most expensive Castlevania game, Hannah. It is supposed to be here
Ooh.
today, actually,
Mm.
but it is not arriving today. It is Castlevania Legends, which is
Ooh.
a Game Boy title. I got it complete in box, and it was just a few months ago brought to Nintendo Switch Online. and I was excited then because I was like, holy crap, that game is like $1,000.
Whoa.
And now I have the real thing, so I'm very excited for that. You're the first person to hear about it, Hannah.
Ew. So are you going to play it on the cartridge or on Nintendo Switch Online?
Probably, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Are you going to stream it?
That would be a good one for October.
Is that a good one? Is that like the kind that you like?
I like them all, if we're being honest. I like the Metroidvania, Castlevanias, and the pre-Metroidvanias. I think this one is not super beloved. Definitely not worth the
Oh.
price tag.
Oh, well, $1,000 is pretty steep for and literally any game.
I didn't pay $1,000, but I did pay a lot of money.
Sheesh. I wish I could be like, no, I don't. I was going to say I wish I could be like you, but I don't want to spend that much money on a game.
How could you
That's
afford all those
crazy.
Joy-Cons?
On sale. I never bought a pair that wasn't on sale.
What are you playing? What are you playing these days?
You're not going to like the answer.
I'll accept RuneScape.
Yes, that one. I just hit the 25 million experience recently, and I hit the combat level 96. So,
Good.
yeah,
Good.
love
Yes.
that game.
I can't comment, but I will gladly entertain it every time.
Thank you. That's it. That's all I've been playing. Just like here and there on my phone. It's on the mobile app now. It's like, oh, I'm moving, but it's
Oh.
like, I don't wanna. And so I'll just sit down and play it for like 20 minutes. It's nice. It's pop in, pop out. Very nice.
A little grinding
That's it.
action on the old iPhone. Nice.
That's right. Can't stop.
I,
Won't stop.
I got Apple Arcade for 3 months, and I have been going to sleep. Right before I go to sleep, I'm playing Angry Birds.
Wow.
It's just as good as you remember, I promise.
Is it the OG Angry Birds? Wasn't there like a weird thing where they like shut it down and then did something stupid with it?
I can promise you, I don't know anything about the history of Angry Birds, but
Cool.
I definitely recognize some of the levels, and I think it's a combined version of all the Angry Birds that have come and gone. And so even Angry Birds Star Wars, I guess that license is cooked, it's gone, but like they just like got rid of all the Star Wars stuff and
Right.
kept those levels, you know? So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Huh.
Wasn't gonna bring that up, but since you mentioned phone games, yeah, the amount of hours you spend on RuneScape is probably pretty close to what I do on COD. As I don't mention it every month, but I'm always playing Call of Duty.
Can't help it. It's just like it's like an itch I have to scratch, and if I wait too long, then it becomes like a whole body rash. You know what I'm saying?
What an analogy!
Yeah, thanks.
I finished Wario Master of Disguise, the DS game. Very
Was that
cool.
fun?
Yeah, it's like loosely a Metroidvania. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
Didn't know what to expect because I promise you I've never heard a person talk about this game before, but it's very cool. I'm pretty sure I mentioned Park Beyond last episode, but
Yes.
I've been playing that. I like that game. I like building roller coasters and running the theme park. It's a lot of fun. I beat Pokemon Puzzle League on hard mode.
Yes. That makes me so excited that I got you to play a game that you actually like. Like most of the time I make you play games, you're just humoring me, which is fine. But like this one you actually liked, and that makes me so happy.
I would go as far as to say I love this game. It is so good.
See? 1 out of 10 games that I recommend for you is actually great.
So I was texting you about it the other day. I brought up V hard mode. I didn't know there was another one after that.
Yes, there is.
What is it called?
Super hard mode, which is confusing, or is it intense mode? I don't remember. It's been a while since I've played those. I told you that I was going through all of the stuff. Like I went through all of the challenges or whatever and all of the mini games, or I don't know what you call them, but all the games in easy mode, and I was like, okay, that's fun. Then I did medium, and then I got bored, and then I just never did hard. But yeah, it's addicting. Really
Yeah,
is.
dude. Is there no like story mode or like anything else that has the 3D version?
No, I think it's only that one game that has 3D.
Maybe I need to like get into the Panel de Pon series and like see if there's any 3D, because that is such a cool game mode. The 3D on there is
Yeah.
it hurts my brain. It is so hard. But
Yeah,
like
it
it
is.
is so fun. Yeah, we
It's
need to
the
play that
whole
together.
game. They put so much love into this one, and it's just a reskin of like what you said, the Panel de Pon series. But like, it's just, it's, I don't know how to describe it. It's like nostalgic and fun and like Pokemon, but also just puzzles. It really has nothing to do with Pokemon, but the Pokemon team put so much love into it. They animated like a whole opening credit scene to like open up the game.
Right.
It's just so good.
You know what we need? Switch 2 launch title, Pokemon Puzzle League 99. Right there.
Ooh, yeah. Oh my god, I would take everybody down. I'm a little rusty, so I'd have to practice a little bit more, but oh girl, once I get good, everyone's going down.
Other than that, I am still working through Final Fantasy VII and Avatar. They are just two big games, and I shouldn't be playing them at the same time, but I am.
Yeah. Two vastly different games though. So
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
true.
we got that going for you.
Everyone, please write in the comments or the Discord or whatever, and just tell Hannah how mad you are that we didn't ask a question this month.
Ugh, I know that's my bad. I literally thought about it last night too, and I was like, oh,
It is not
it's
your
too
bad.
late. It is my bad. I
Yeah,
have
guys,
one
we
job.
forgot.
That's my bad.
I remembered 30 minutes before recording tonight.
You're like,
Wasn't
oh,
enough
shoot.
time.
Yeah. Next time. Maybe next time we'll ask 2 questions to make up for it.
I think we picked next month's episode, no?
Maybe?
Oh, that's a secret. We can't talk about that yet. Yeah, we are going to do the history of a video game developer or a publisher. We're not sure yet, but we have somebody in mind. We have a couple in mind. Hannah doesn't remember them, but she's going to act like she does.
I do remember them because you almost said one of them. And then I remember the other one after you said that one. Because I was like, ooh, this one would be fun too. Yes, I do. And then we got to play, oh my god.
We need to talk about Dokapon Kingdom.
Dokapon, oh my god, yes.
Because I don't know. We need to talk about it. I don't know if we can have it by August, but the current plan is to do that episode in August.
I think we got that.
All right, that's like, how long? 2 hours and 40 minutes?
Yeah, whoop whoop.
Typical Unlockable podcast. Please make sure, if you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify or anything other than those two, just give us a positive rating. We need that. It gets people out there, and even if you've already rated on Apple, you can rate it again, believe it or not. I don't know why it lets you do that, but you can do that. If you're feeling extra generous, leave a review. We don't even want your freaking money. Just leave a freaking review for us. That'd be so nice. And if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. And go follow Hannah on Instagram. What's that handle, Hannah?
Game Grill Advance SP.
I'm at Bird Dog Gaming on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. Thank you guys so much for listening. And we will see you guys next month for another great episode.
See ya.